All right, everybody. Hey, I think we're live. It is 3 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday, I believe June 10th, and this is our quarterly State of the Groovion. My name is Mike Filsaime. I'm CEO of Groove. We have a ton of stuff to share with you today. We're going to be jumping right in. I actually have some PowerPoint slides. Before we do, I just want to let my partner, Matt Soralta, he just wants to say hi, and then we're going to jump right in. Matt, are you there?
Guys, everybody, hi Mike, good to see you. Thank you everybody for being here today. Such a pleasure to do that. Can't wait for the Groovion today. A lot of great stuff for you guys, and I think you'll love it. So Mike, back to you.
All right, lots and lots of announcements. So we have a number of slides, plenty of bullet points on the slide. So I'm going to share my screen, and we're gonna jump right in, and I'm just going to let the slides go. Lots and lots of stuff to talk about today. Man, we've been quiet as partners with this since the last State of the Groovion, and I'm ready to just unleash on you just a ton of stuff. I'm always excited when there's an Apple keynote and there's always, hey, that was some pretty cool stuff. And then there's some really big ones where they drop some bombs. And I think, today is going to be a little bit closer to more of the better ones that you would maybe get from Apple, from what you're expecting from us. We have some really good stuff. So let's click that share screen button and let's jump right in here. Let's see. I got to make myself the presenter. Okay. And let me get my slides ready, open up my keynote, show my main screen. All right, now do me a favor, if you all can hear me, let's see how many we have here in the room. Whoa, we got a packed room here today. Let me make this a little bit smaller so I can see the chats. And let's see what, and do me a favor, everybody, if you can hear me loud and clear, put a 1 and then where you're coming in from, what city and country you're coming in from while I locate my chat. Here it is.
You sound really good, really clear, Mike.
All right, awesome. So we have Justin Dofer. Hi, Mike, you're the man. Thank you. Good morning from Queensland, Australia. Is Frank Heath, Jody White, always on these calls. Feeling groovy this afternoon. Thank you, Stephen Finley. We have Jenny Williams, Connie Spurlock, James Samples. Make sure to stay hydrated. Thanks, Jim. I appreciate that. Got my Gatorade Zero right here. Got to get this second chin off here. I've got my COVID pounds on. Martin Bodeker, the awesome Martin. We're going to be doing a GrooveDigital Presents with Martin coming up very soon. What's the name of the guest? That was our partner, Matt Soralta. He just didn't come on camera. And we have you guys are just blowing up the chat here. Just hundreds and hundreds of you coming in from Minnesota, Adam in the UK, Bournemouth, UK, Martin Bone, and we'll do one more. We have Darla from West Virginia. Okay, all right, everybody, let's jump in. As it says here, welcome to the State of the Groovion. I'm going to be looking here. When you see me looking here, I'm looking at my slides. And when you see me looking over here, when I have to talk a little bit more, we'll jump in. So much to go over. We're just going to jump right in. So let's look at the first slide. All right, first off, it's been just 2 years, So while GrooveDigital started 2.5 years ago, right? It started in, we released GrooveKart in December of 2018. December of 2018. But at that time, the company was just GrooveKart LLC. There was no such thing as GrooveDigital. There wasn't much planned, certainly compared to the company that we have now. It's been phenomenal. What happened was we were looking to get a page builder for GrooveKart. We just thought it would be really cool if GrooveKart could have a page builder. And then we brought on Matt Naus, who, by the way, he's no longer with the company, but we're all still good friends with him. He has he took a buyout, had some personal things going on with family and stuff. Especially COVID was very difficult for him there in Thailand. But at that time, we reached out to Matt. We got access to this framework that we purchased and brought him in as a partner. And we then decided, hey, let's work on this framework a little bit more. And we were going to have 2 companies. We were going to have GrooveKart, an e-commerce platform that competed with Shopify, and then we were going to have GroovePages. And it was just going to be At that time, we saw ClickFunnels as this, hey, you're never going to catch them. Let's create something more affordable and a different spin on it. Maybe make it easier to use and see where it goes. Maybe sell it for $4.97 a year, like a price point that for Webinar Jam or EverWebinar or something like that. Okay, so at that point, Matt says, the story. He says, I think it'd be better if we start from scratch. And the whole long story about that, how difficult that was to do that, and we decided to do it, and then started seeing the prototypes. So. And I'm saying this because when Matt said we were going to start from scratch, I said, how long would it take to get the new engine that you want to build compared to where we are right now with the current framework, with what was known as PageStead? And he said, that'll probably be about 4 to 5 months. I said, well, if I know anything about dev, 4 to 5 months is going to be probably 8 months to 10 months. So how much is it going to cost us a month? And he said about $30,000. And I immediately saw, okay, we're going to, this is going to be a significant project. And so we decided to do that Kickstarter. And that's why I bring that up. The first time you ever heard those words from that video, are you not happy with your current website, landing page, and marketing funnel builder? No? Well, neither were we. And that's why today we're pleased to announce, and then it was the the Kickstarter for GroovePages. Now, the first time that was shown was on May 3rd of 2019. May 3rd of 2019, we had at GrooveKon in Orlando, I played a video on stage, and when I got back, I think it might even have been May 6th. It was May 6th, 7th, and 8th. So it was May 6th that we did that. And the back of the room went crazy. Everybody ran to help us fund that that crowdfunding. And we were like, wow, that's a little bit bigger than we thought. 80% of the people in the room bought it. And we were like completely blown away. It was that lifetime offer just for GroovePages at $497. And then we started working on it. And then, we met on Roop. And then I said, on Roop, can you start working on GrooveSell? And then we started getting this idea on Roop. Said, hey, I can get you some more talented developers that are pretty affordable. And we said, hey, if we're going to do GrooveSell and GroovePages, let's add GrooveWebinars. And then we pushed that a little bit to the back, and we said, how about we do GrooveMember, GrooveVideo, and GrooveMail and GrooveWebinars? And then suddenly this idea came about that we could have this platform. As time went on, we went from GrooveApps, then we bought the domain GrooveFunnels, and then we realized we're much more than a funnel builder, and now we rebranded as Groove. Some of these things we're going to say. So just to wrap up this whole summary here, it's been just 2 years, not from the time that we launched. It's been 2 years from the time that we said, hey, we have an idea. We want you to help us come on this journey with us, help us fund this thing. And it's going to be called GroovePages. And that was May of 2019. That was just 2 years ago, and 2 years and 1 month ago from today. And I think when we look back at what we've done from having an idea to saying, we need your help, to where we are today and what I'm going to show you today and what's coming in the future. I look back at this team sometimes like you. When is GrooveMail coming? We've got good news on that. We're going to tell you today. How about GrooveWebinars? When is that coming? We've got good news about that today as well. What about the iPhone app? What's going on with that? Got good news about that for you. Hey, what about me? I'm on the Google Play Store. We've got good news about that for you today. So I put that in perspective because I think now that we're at this phase where, we're Groove, we're showing you this update, it's kind of like, hey, when is this coming? When is this coming? And I just want to remind us all, what a great job it's been, what a great ride, that it hasn't been, we launched 2 years ago. We had an idea to fund this company 2 years ago and 1 month. And then last year, in April, we launched Groove. April, I think it was in April of last year, we launched Groove. So, essentially where we said, okay, we're inviting everybody to come in. It was April 7th of 2020 was when we did the launch. If you remember, John and myself sitting in my in my house, and COVID had just hit, and in March, really bad. The lockdown happened. We were planning a launch for Groove in July, and we were like, what are we going to do? This looks like the end of the world. So April 7th of last year, we opened up to the world. If you remember, we said that's why today we've decided to make GrooveSell free and GroovePages for free. And not only that, we're giving you custom domains and all that stuff. Folks, that was just April 7th. That was just 14 months ago was when we launched this thing in alpha. And, when we look back and, and say, where are we going? We went from concept to launch in 1 year, and then from launch to here in another year. So it's just been 2 years. And when I look back at what it took in the previous company, we started developing Kartra in 2011, and it didn't launch until 2018. It took 7 years to build that platform, and here we are in 2 years. So I just want to put that into perspective, because I'm really proud of our developers, our leadership, our incredible support team, our incredible marketing team and social media team, our partners in Groove Brazil and Groove Asia, and of course my awesome partners, Matt and John and Joe and Donna. It's just been a great ride. All right, so let's move on. The next bullet point there says Kajabi, $2 billion valuation. Active campaign, $3 billion valuation. Let's just type that in. Kajabi, $2 billion valuation.
I love that New York accent, Mike. Kajabi. Kajabi.
Do I say that with Kajabi?
Yeah,
That's an accent?
Kajabi. Hey, yeah.
What can I tell you? Forget about it. All right. All right, I'll just keep it going. You know what I mean? Take a look at this right here. Forget about it. All right, folks, this is insanely awesome for our industry. It's insanely awesome for all of you, for us, for everybody. So Kajabi, these are my friends, and many of you may know them. Travis and Kenny are partners in this company. In fact, Andy Jenkins, the late Andy Jenkins, my former partner, he was actually the original partner in this with them, but he left after 6 months, and Travis and Kenny took it their own way. They applied to be on Shark Tank. Forgive me if I get this wrong. I kind of remember the story being something like this. They went and they applied to get on Shark Tank, and they didn't get in. And then they said, well, then, what can we do? And at this time, there was something like, somebody help me out if they know. It was kind of like Guru.com or personalities.com, one of these entrepreneur type things where you could go and everybody put up their rates. You could get an hour with me for $1,000, an hour with this person for $500. You can get an hour with Mark Cuban for $2,500 or $10,000 or $5,000 or whatever it was. So these guys tracked down Mark Cuban. They said, here's our idea. And Mark Cuban invested in this company, as well as a lot of other people, invested in this company. And it helped them get off the ground. And we look at, the great ClickFunnels. Obviously, Russell Brunson did a fantastic job bringing that company to $100+ million revenue. We don't know what they're doing now. It could be the same, it could be more, it could be less. We don't know. But whatever that case is, they've done a fantastic job showing us that without raising money, a company can go from 0 to 100 million in 4 years or 5 years, whatever it took ClickFunnels. And for us, that was always the goal, was to be a $100 million a year company. Later, 5, 7, 10 years, we'll look down the road and, think of like Salesforce and HubSpot and, $1 billion companies. But then smack in the face, just in May of last year, April, for Active Campaign, I believe it was May. You can see it right here. Well, this is when this was. I don't remember the exact date, but I remember seeing this in the first week of May. Kajabi, an industry leader in e-commerce platform empowering entrepreneurs in the knowledge economy, announced recently it raised $550 million in funding at a valuation of over $2 billion. Here are the details. Come on, round of applause for our friends in the industry, Kajabi. Now, over here, if I type in Active Campaign, who we know the owners, by the way, not very well, not like the others. Hard for me to type and talk at the same time. Active Campaign raises $240 million at a $3 billion valuation. So let's put this into perspective. Let's go back over to the slides here. Let's put this into perspective. Active Campaign, whoops, let's play that in the window. Active Campaign is worth $3 billion. And essentially what they are is GrooveMail, but a highly refined GrooveMail. But we can all say that every intention that we have for GrooveMail is to do Active Campaign. In fact, at our website, on our upsells, everything, when we compare ourselves to an email platform, we don't say MailChimp, we don't say Aweber, we don't say GetResponse, we don't say Infusionsoft. We say Active Campaign. That is our goal, is to build something as powerful as Active Campaign, but integrated. And they're worth $3 billion. And Kajabi, let's be real about what they are. They're a well-seasoned membership management platform that over the years has built a very light page builder that, you know, I will equate to a Squarespace Lite, a Wix Lite. It'll get you there, right? But it's not there in direct response. It's allow you to have maybe 3 or 4 pages and talk about your course. But let's face it, you know, maybe they've got some things like adding products. I don't think they have a built-in affiliate program. So it's a light version of GrooveSell, a light version of GroovePages, and a very powerful version of GrooveMember. But we aspire to be everything and more than Kajabi. But just GrooveMember has a potential, if it was just a product like this, to be a $2 billion company. GrooveMail, $3 billion. Combined, $5 billion. So why do I say this? It goes to the next 2 things there that you see. I'm going to show you something called my CEO board in Trello, and then we're going to talk about getting laser focused as a company. Okay. Let me show you this. Now, looking for my mouse here. I'm going to show you this here. I'm going to move here. There's not too much money, too much stuff here that you know that we have. We're not going to dive deep into any of it. But basically, this is what I manage on a day-to-day basis, right? This is my current brain dump and the future and the vision. So these are things that we've got. If you look at the Trello card for GroovePages, it's incredible. But these are some of my things that I'm working on with the guys. Here's some things that we're going to talk about today, moving to Groove.cm, different things like that. Some advertising things that we're doing here. You see here, raise money, get valuation. That is not something that we ever had talked about. And just recently, we have somebody telling us that they said, what do you think your company is worth? And I said, right now, 50 million. They said, you're wrong. Your company is $150 million valuation. I could get you guys right now 15 million. You'd give up 10% of the company. I said, oh, really? And I said, and then he says, and after that, your next round would be a half a billion dollar valuation, and your third round could be a $1 billion+ valuation over the next 3 years. So it got us thinking, okay, we're going to start talking with some people. Things we're working on with GrooveSell, things we're working on with the marketing, things that we're working on with our UI team, GrooveWebinar, GrooveMail, GrooveMember, our SDK, legal stuff that we've got going on, our support team, GrooveKart, GrooveBlog, GrooveMLM is something that's going to be starting in the fall. Groove Wallet integrations, mobile app, Groove Brazil, et cetera, et cetera. All right. So why did I show you that? I show you that to let you know that there's a lot on my plate every single day. I'm on calls 4 to 5 hours a day, with an hour with the marketing team, an hour with my partners, an hour with Tomas and the UI team, and then we're talking UI for GrooveMember, GrooveSell, GrooveBlog, and all these different things. And it's very important that I stay on top of that stuff, because we don't want to ever get it to a point where they show it to me after 3 months of work and I'm like, oh, I don't like that. It should have been done this way. So we're constantly moving the ball up the hill, but there's 30 balls that are moving up the hill. So third bullet point here says getting laser focused. We got overzealous. The truth is, the 2 important things that are important in this company in terms of development are Groove, the software, Groove Funnels, formerly Groove Funnels, Groove Apps, you know, all the products when you log in, and GroovePay. And that's it. And of course, Groove Brazil, Groove Asia, we support those. It's the same app. We got a little overzealous, and we purchased an investment in 22 apps. We purchased an investment in Usign. We purchased Chatmatic. We purchased, we have Review Trust. We purchased that, in the early days, about two years ago. We purchased that. And then we're doing some other things like Groove Solos and GrooveAds. We were talking about maybe starting Groove Agency because people are asking us, hey, where can I get help? And we figured we'd outsource it to little agencies that are growing very fast, like Alicia Little and Angie Norris and Martin Bodeker and other different people that might be able to help. And we have GrooveAds, if I didn't say that, Groove Copy Pro, and then we're talking with somebody called StrikePoint. We're going to do something called Groove Lead. All that stuff is gone. We had some very, very, very serious conversations with partners. Took about 3 hours a day for all 5 days about 2 weeks ago. And we all fought very, very hard. Well, let's just keep that. Let's just keep that. Let's just keep that. What we've done is we've said we're basically dissolving ourselves and phasing ourselves out of all of that. I hope you guys are actually applauding rather than saying, oh, that's too bad. Because the truth is, we spoke with Travis Stevenson and we said, hey, Travis, we paid you several $100,000 of into this buyout, but we're giving you back the company. He said, what? And we said, no, we made a commitment to you and we're not going to hold through to that commitment. We don't feel it's right that we keep our equity that we paid into the company. So we're giving Travis Stevenson back, and he gave us a hug and he says, I'm going to make this thing great. So Chatmatic will no longer be part of GrooveDigital. We'll be doing the same with Review Trust. We'll be doing the same. By the way, Groove Copy Pro is staying. Spoke with Job Inventor, that one is staying. Little things like Groove Solos, we're going to see if that's going to stick around. It's not taking any of our resources right now, but Review Trust, we'll be talking with Alan Cutts and turning that company over to him. Full equity, no buyout, no nothing. We're just going to turn them over. The reason is, it's not just the fact that we have a lot on our current plate to make this platform good. It's also that we have to get on a phone call with Travis at Chatmatic. And it's not just about the buyout. It's about, he wants to do a live event. He wants to help us promote the live event. When are we launching Chatmatic? When are we redesigning the website of Chatmatic and getting it on Groove? When are we moving the products to GrooveSell? How do I set up the affiliate program? You get it, right? It starts like we've got all of these other Skype groups. And then guess what? We have to get on a call with Enroop and we have to talk about integrating Chatmatic into Groove. What is that going to look like? Okay, great. Move that over. Let's do the same thing now with Usign. When are we going to move the pages over? When are we going to get his merchant account set up? When are we going to put his products on here? When are we going to redesign the website? When are we going to integrate it with Groove, which we did, it's live. And then slide that over. Let's talk about Review Trust. Alan Cutts wants to have a phone call. What are we doing with this with Dev? I spoke with Enroop. He says he's a little busy. He's trying to slide that over like 9 times, all of these different things. And you know what we're doing? It's amazing that we've been able to get Groove done this well with, and I dare call those things distractions because that is unfair to those awesome partners that were working with us. However, it led us to be not good partners to them because we're missing deadlines and we're apologizing and integrations are late. And let's go back to bullet point number 1 right there. Kajabi is worth $2 billion and they focused on a membership. ActiveCampaign is worth $3 billion and they focused on email. When I see that, it became very clear, and the partners agree, that Kajabi didn't need Chatmatic, they didn't need all Review Trust and Usign and all these different things. It was great. Maybe our heads got a little big. We were successful, we could do this, wouldn't it be great? The bottom line is the platform Groove is a bigger project than anybody has ever put out in this industry. One of the most aggressively designed platforms to come out when you actually look at it. We're building, a page builder, a funnel builder, an email marketing suite, something to sell your products, an affiliate platform, a marketplace that will compete with ClickBank, JVZoo, and Warrior Plus. a payment processor called GroovePay, a membership site platform like Kajabi, a video platform like Wistia, an e-commerce platform like Shopify, and all this stuff is good. And then we're building 4 webinar platforms, a live and automated, a conference like Zoom, and stream like StreamYard. Oh, let's not forget that we've got Desk, Groove Desk, Groove Pipe CRM, Groove Calendar, Groove Surveys, and Groove Quiz. Come on. That is where our focus needs to be. I just showed you my CEO board. Before that, there were another 11 columns of all these other different things. And you know what? It sounds like no big deal. Well, I just need an hour a week from you. All right, it just doesn't work anymore, because when you start doing phone call after phone call and you're done at 3 o'clock, you're like, well, there's my day, push everything off to tomorrow. So that's when I say that it's been 2 years, I'm really proud of where we've been, but I think we could have done an even better job without those distractions. So I'm going to take a look here in the comments and see if you guys think that we were crazy for divesting in those things, or what comments you guys are putting here. Let's see here. Yeah, need to clone myself. Oh, and folks, you know, any of you that paid into, Chatmatic and all that, you still get your lifetime and all that different stuff. But yeah, most of you are all agreeing it's it's the same thing. Awesome. I bought it recently. I think it's really good, etc. Okay, let's move on. The next thing is we're going to be retiring this right here. I believe it's at groovefunnels.com/infographic. I think this was a very important thing for you. I guess we retired it. There we go. Let me see if I can just pull that back up one more time, and then I'll see if I can hit the pause. And let's see if I can kill that. Nope, not on time. I didn't get to kill it. All right, but basically we had an infographic there for you. And the infographic basically would tell you what's coming up basically on this date, on this date, and on this date, and on this date. And it's software development. We've gotten most of the projects done. And so now we're going to be focusing more on this new thing that we're calling sandbox mode. And what we're going to be doing is actually releasing the apps live inside of the software, and you're going to see it, and up at the top it's going to say sandbox mode, and we're going to do updates 3 to 4 times a week, and you're going to see new things come up, and then we're going to be announcing that, hey, this just went live in the sandbox mode. So for instance, we could have had Groove webinars in sandbox mode probably for the last 3 months, and then we could have made updates in Facebook, hey, we just added this, and you would actually see the development. And we're actually doing that today. I'm going to be announcing today that in about 15 minutes from now, I'm going to have them hit the switch, and you're going to be able to see Groove webinars live inside of your dashboard. You're going to be able to navigate over to it, click on it, and actually play with it. And we're going to tell you when it's going to go out of sandbox mode and into beta. And that's for automated webinars. And we feel that it's just easier for us to publish the work that we have on our dev server so that you could see it, you could play with it, maybe give us some feedback, and then we'll give you daily updates from sandbox, from alpha, from beta, to live. So we just think it's better that way rather than saying this is coming live. And if we miss it by a day or a week or 10 days, and then sometimes we get it and we say, hey, we need more improvements. And we feel that this was a really important thing that we needed to do for you when we were a Kickstarter project. When is GrooveSell coming? GrooveSell. When is the marketplace coming? When is it? But pretty much the app is complete now, and there's new features that come out, and we're just going to release them and make updates for you. All right. So moving on. Next is we have something called GrooveHow. It's brand new, and it's over at groove.how.com. Okay. And this is being built out right now. We have Elliot has just joined the team. He is awesome. He's making all of these new videos that you're seeing. You'll see them here. So we've got videos on your account, on the different apps here, on the marketplace, on our different services, et cetera, et cetera. And you click on this, and so as opposed to a help desk or hiding this stuff behind a login wall at like Groove Academy, we've decided to use groove.how as a place that the search engines can find things. So if people are typing, this is going to be all SEO'd up, and people are going to be able to, to find all of this different type of stuff. So watch as this starts getting built out in the future. Very exciting. All right. Next, we want to announce GrooveKon dates. Donna, that's something that we didn't talk about, but we will need to get this page ready. It's with a K, GrooveKon.com. The dates are here, November 4th and 5th in Orlando, Florida. And right now, this is a lot of more coming soon stuff. So we're going to start building this up and putting our speakers. And we're going to tell you how you can come, to GrooveKon. We'll be announcing the prices very, very soon. You'll be able to buy them here. Now, remember, if you're a lifetime member, you get to come to GrooveKon for free. And it is 2 days before the Marketers Cruise. So let's pull up right here. Marketers Cruise is happening. We're very, very excited. I'm not going to do too many questions about that right now, but I will tell you the biggest concern that we got over is whether or not it was going. Now the next concern is, do I have to be vaccinated? And do my kids have to be vaccinated if they're 15, if they're 16, if they're 17? Those types of things are all being worked on with Carnival and with Governor DeSantis here in Florida, because we're sailing from these ports and the CDC is involved and all of these different things. But the cruise is definitely going, but we stay out of all that stuff. What the CDC is going to mandate and what Carnival is going to do and what Florida is going to do is not going to be on us. But I can tell you that we are sailing. As you can see, GrooveKon is November 4th and 5th. It's actually not in Orlando, Florida anymore. It's going to be in Port Canaveral because, as you can see, we set sail from the 6th to the 14th. It's an 8-day cruise. You can book a cabin for $1,100 for yourself, $2,200 for you and your significant other. And it's an 8-day cruise, includes all of the networking and everything for free. It will include all of your meals, all of your soft drinks are all included. And so what we're asking everybody from the Marketers Cruise, we have over 450 people that are coming already. Those 450 people, anybody that comes books for the Marketers Cruise also is invited to GrooveKon. So everyone on the Marketers Cruise is coming in 2 days early for GrooveKon. So GrooveKon will be Thursday and Friday in November, right at the hotel where everybody is getting ready for the cruise. And then Friday night is a cocktail party. And then we set sail on Saturday for the cruise. So it's going to be 10 days combined, 2 days of GrooveKon, 10 days of the Marketers Cruise. Stay tuned for more information on GrooveKon and book your tickets now because, gosh, we're setting sail in November. So July, August, September, October, November, less than 5 months. We're setting sail, less than 5 months. We're really, really excited. We're competing with Carnival for the rooms. This is one of their hottest ships, hottest ports, 8 days. Everybody in the world wants to get back to cruising. They're selling cabins like crazy. So it has nothing to do with us saying, hey, we're only going to sell this many cabins. We sell until Carnival says that they're sold out. And Captain Lou is telling me that it's happening very, very quickly because, as you can see here, this is sold out. And when we click book now, the grand suites are sold out. The cabin suites are sold out. The balcony suites are sold out. The ocean view stateroom is available. These are sold out. These are sold out. These are sold out. So basically, there's one room that you can get now, right here. It's everything else is sold out. $14.98 a person. Everything else is sold out, folks. So if you want to come on the Marketers Cruise, it's only a $250 deposit. You want to book that. We'll be seeing you in GrooveKon, and we're going to take an 8-day cruise together with the whole Groove universe. It's going to be absolutely great. Don't we deserve it, right? We've been vaccinated. I believe you're going to have to be vaccinated. So this, don't yell at me for that. If you're somebody that says, hey, I had COVID, or, I'm healthy, I don't need it. Nothing we can do. But you'll be vaccinated. You'll be on a cruise ship. We've been trapped in our houses now for 14 months, and we're just getting back to normal. What great way to do it by coming onto the Marketers Cruise. Go there and put a $250 deposit there per person, I believe. All right, moving on. Let's get back to the slides here. Moving on to the next slide here. Told you about the iPhone app and the Android app. So I'm going to take a sip here, make a grand announcement. As you can see, man, I'm putting a smile on my face here. this is the first real iPhone app that any of my companies have ever had in the App Store. We've had some little fake ones. Excuse me, I got a hair in my mouth. That's what happens when you live with cats. And this is a legit app that we've been working on for 7 months. I'm going to actually demonstrate it for you right now. I believe I have to, cats, I have to unlock my phone. We're going to open up QuickTime, and I'm going to click on File, New Movie Recording. You'll probably see my face show up here. Oh, there it is. There's the iPhone app. Now, I'm going to swipe down and click Groove. Now, before I do that, let's go to the App Store. And what you're going to do when you get to the App Store is you're going to click at the bottom right and click Search. You're going to type in Groove. You could type in Groove Funnels, GrooveDigital, or just do Groove Mobile. Okay. And well, they keep changing it. Let's try Groove.cm, because I told them I didn't want it to be called Groove Mobile. All right, there you go. And there it is. You just click download, and then you'll get it, and then it will look just like this. So this is your dashboard. You can go into GrooveSell, GrooveMail, GrooveVideo, GroovePages, GrooveAffiliate, GrooveMember, GrooveKart. And for instance, inside of, well, I'm not going to show inside of GrooveSell, because if I do that, I'm going to actually show you the data of the customers. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to be showing you all of our emails and stuff. But you get all of your sales transactional data here, and just a lot of really good stuff. It's, you know, we have notifications for you. It's a gorgeous UI, information about your affiliate sales, push notifications when you make an affiliate sale, push notification when you make a sell, any sale. It's gorgeous. I'm excited about it. So just, you can, I've been told by David Lemon as well that this is also available for Android in the Google Play Store, available now. We've been rushing to give you this good news. We were so excited to get you this good news, but this isn't just like pushing software live. You have to push it live. We've got the State of Groovion coming up on Thursday at 3 o'clock. Has it been approved yet from Apple? Has it been approved yet from Apple? Finally, it got approved a couple of days ago. We made it that we could actually show you a live working demo, and it's also been ported identically over to Google Play. So that's pretty cool. We're going to continue to work on that, you know, download it. Now, you're not going to build your Groove page in there. It's basically, as you can see, it gives you real-time sales data and information analytics and different things like that. So that is the Groove mobile app. All right, moving on. All right. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to switch over, and I want to talk to you about the Groove Dash and UI. And I believe I have some bullet points over here. Now, we're going to see if I have a little bit of luck over here. I'm going to go into the dashboard. Let me refresh here and see. Yep, okay. Now, I'm going to log out. I want to show you something. If you notice a few things now, we have ads here, not ads, banners, I should call them, right? We have the ability now to give you updates on what's going on in the app. This just went live today, perfect timing. I got a smile on my face because so many things I'm going to show you just went live today. I'm getting notifications. You can now show this. This didn't go live, show screenshots and all this, because we worked really hard to try to get this stuff for the State of the Groovion. So what you're going to do, I believe if I refresh this page, you're going to see different ads here. Not different ads, different updates. You're going to get all different types of updates every single time you come. Information about the blog, the new GrooveZilla promotion for the month, Groove Copy Pro special offers, whatever the case may be, you're going to see this here. So here's the next thing I want you to notice. This is exciting right here. Okay, we have Groove.cm. We are officially no longer GrooveFunnels. GrooveFunnels is now going to be an app. We're going to show you how that's going to look inside the software in just a few minutes. And when you click on login over here, you'll notice any existing page that used to go to grooveapps.com or groovefunnels.com, I believe like this, all will now redirect to Groove, to just Groove.cm. That's our new brand. So when I log in, Okay. I want you to notice a couple of things here. You're now in Groove.cm. We're no longer GrooveFunnels. I'm excited about that. Take a look over here. This went live last week. This will show you updates. And from now on, when David Lemon or anybody in the team has something to say, we post it into the Facebook group. Hopefully you find it as an announcement. Hopefully we were able to make it a pin post because there's lots of different announcements. And if you didn't see it, you didn't know. And you're missing a lot of stuff. So now you're going to be able to click here and you can subscribe to the different apps that you want. You'll click apply, and then all of your updates are going to be in here from now on. Let me give you an example of what that looks like so that you can never miss it. We're going to go back into Kartra here, and you'll see it's the same thing. There'll be news and alerts, and if there's a new one, it's there. And then all of your updates will show up like this. Anytime there's a major fix, we'll have a video, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We're really, really excited about being able to update you more with that information. So let me move my slides over here so that I make sure that I'm going through everything. Trying to make this a little bit smaller, bear with me. There we go. Okay, so new side links, it says. So we're not sure on this. I asked en route today to do this, and I said, let's see how it looks. So we're going to take a poll. We're going to take a vote from you. Do you remember when we clicked this? And this is all going to be changing, but right now I just want to show you what we're doing here. When we click on the apps now, remember it used to say GroovePages, GrooveSell, GrooveMail, GrooveMember, GrooveVideo, Groove in front of every single word. So we've changed that now. And we just put pages and funnels, sell products, affiliate earnings, mail, memberships, video, blog, GrooveKart, we now call e-commerce, and webinars, instead of putting the word Groove in front of all of those different things. We might even do that along here. But maybe you guys don't like that. You'll also notice up here it says Groove.cm. It used to say GrooveFunnels.com. Why are we .cm? We're .cm because customers matter. That's why. So no longer GrooveFunnels, it's Groove.cm, but I'm going to take a poll. Do me a favor. If you like the old way better and you want to go back to seeing it say GroovePages, GrooveSell, GrooveVideo, and all that different stuff, put a 0 in the chat if you like the old way. If you like the new way, put a 1 in the chat. And put a 2 in the chat if you're not sure, because I'm not sure. All right, let's see what's coming in here now. 1 is the new way. Frank is 1. We have a 0 from Michelle. Janice is a 0. Michael is a 1. Every single time it just keeps refreshing my page here. It's hard to see. Okay. 1 0 1 1 0 0 1 2 2 2 0 0 1 1 1 2 1 1 1 0 1 1 1. I think it's 60% of you like the new version better. Just telling you I'm going to go manage my page. I want to sell my products. I want to see my affiliate earnings. And 40% of you wanted the old way. So we're going to maybe put a poll in the Facebook group with a screenshot, talk it over with the staff as well. And everybody in the staff that's listening inside of the State of the Groovion Skype group that we have, put a vote in there too. I'm curious what the team is thinking. All right, moving on to the next thing in the slide here. It says the new UI. So this we weren't able to get ready for you today, but I am going to be working this Saturday and Sunday. And let me put on the AC over here. Hopefully it's not too loud. Okay. And do me a favor, put a 1 in the chat if it's okay and that's not too distracting. It makes a lot of noise, but maybe this is blocking it. Or just let me know, Mike, the AC is too loud, and I'll shut it off. Just waiting here for 1 sec. All right. All right, you guys are saying it's good. Okay, fine, fantastic. It was getting a little hot, getting a little sweaty. What's that, Donna? Was that you?
Yeah, it was me. I don't hear a thing. So you're good.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Fantastic. All right. So on Roop and I, I'm going to be, he gets on around 1:30 in the morning. So this Saturday and this Sunday, or Friday night, my Friday night on Roop Saturday morning, I'm going to be getting with him and we're doing a major overhaul to the current version of the UI. And then I want to show you where we're taking it to. So we're going to be taking it to here soon. You're not going to see this for a few months. Stay hydrated, Mike. All right. So what you're seeing right here, this type of stuff here, we're going to a new UI that's going to look more like this. And when you click on these areas, the side things that you type on that pop out here are going to look like this. All right. So this will be services. When you hover over these, a little thing will tell you, here as well. Live events, developers and stuff. So we had custom icons made for us. And when you want to switch to an app, you're going to be switching over here like this. We're going to be putting a little thing like this, and you'll be switching to your app. But let me show you what we're going to be doing, and you're going to be logging into. I'd like to say Monday morning, but let's just say sometime next week. Every time I think something's going to be 2 days, if it's a 2-day project, it sometimes does take about 5 days. So I do need to go into. Let me show you the problem with the current app right now. Right. So I need to open up Groove for GroovePages. We need to do it for GrooveSell. We need to do it for GrooveMail. We need to do it for GrooveMember. Just a couple more. GrooveVideo. Let's do it for GrooveBlog, and then GrooveKart. Okay, we'll push this over here. So these are all in order. Okay, so what we have right now is we have a dashboard that looks like this. And if you notice, the iPhone app looked identical to this as well. Let me see if I still have that showing. Right, this dashboard with the pink. That is how that looks. Now, when we look over here and we click on GrooveSell, well, we get a dashboard that looks like this in the black, right? If we go back home and we click on GroovePages, we're greeted with this. If you click on GrooveMail, you're greeted with with this terrible thing that we never even added data to. If you click on GrooveVideo, this is like the legacy of legacy when we just had a temporary dashboard. And GrooveVideo has been live for 6 months, and this hasn't gotten any love because we're focusing on all the back-end stuff that we haven't had the developers go in and fix this stuff. You click on GrooveBlog, you're greeted with this, right? These screenshots should be showing here, but again, a different style dashboard. And you click on GrooveKart, and you're greeted with yet another type of UI. And then if you click on GrooveWebinars, which is going to be going live, let me just see here if that made it, GrooveWebinars. Yep, in sandbox mode. We're going to put an article there for you to explain what sandbox mode is. And yet another, just get me done dashboard that the team said, all right, they'll tell us later how that's going to look. And that day has come this weekend. So I've got some screenshots. I'm going to now tell you in concept what the new dashboard is going to look like for you next week. And then we're going to move on to the actual apps and tell you what's new when we're releasing GrooveMail, good news, and GrooveWebinars and all that good stuff. All right, so let me open up, I believe I have this open in here to explain as a concept. All right, this is what I'm working on with Enroute next week. Now, this is me in a screenshot software giving Enroute some, just some guidance on how this is going to be. So you log into the main dashboard, and currently right now, you're seeing GroovePages right here. We're going to move that down, also add GrooveMember, but we're going to put in this section right here, access to some of the most important things that are difficult to find. Your payment gateways, and there'll be a checkbox when it's completed. It'll be red if you haven't connected it yet. Custom domains, if you want to add a custom domain, when you're done, it'll turn green. Your account to-do list, right? After you sign up for Groove, we have 7 things that you need to do. Sign up for our Facebook group, GrooveDigital Academy, go whitelist this email, and all these different things, and learn about Groove Groove Help and Groove How and all this different stuff, and it's overwhelming. So we're just going to remove all that stuff from the thank you page when a user signs up, and we're going to have a little wizard here. If you've ever seen it inside of, let me see in my GrooveKart over here. Let's kill that. I might have closed it. Let's just do this. I don't think I have it anymore because I finished my wizard, but if any of you have your GrooveKart store, you'll notice there's a gorgeous wizard up here that's telling you, different things that you need to do. I've cleared it out, but if you have your GrooveKart store, you can see the wizard, and what that is going to be just like that over here. You're going to click that, a wizard will show, and you'll check it off. I joined the Facebook group, et cetera, et cetera. Your affiliate profile will be here, integrations, purchases, profile, et cetera, et cetera. Now, when you click on to GrooveSell or GrooveMail or anything like that, you're going to be greeted with a dashboard that looks like this screenshot. Now, what we're going to do here is each one of these dashboards, starting next week, is going to give you data related to just that app. So if this is GrooveSell, what you're going to see are the sales that you made for the day. Here you're going to see your affiliate earnings, what you're owed, and what you should be getting paid on. Here you might see what sales were made by what affiliates. Here you will see your top list of affiliates, and we're going to find out what's the most important data that you want to know for that particular app. If you were in GrooveMail, well, then you'd get data here, data here, data here, data here. Every one of these apps is going to have a red plus button, either here or here. I haven't decided. And every single one of those plus button is going to be, if this was GrooveMail, it's going to be send a new broadcast. If it's Groove Funnels, it'll be create a new funnel. If it's Groove Video, it'll be add a new video. You're all going to be seeing this instead of these ugly welcome dashboards that you have in this app. And we're going to be taking the app now to something that when you come in, you're just going to completely understand it. It's time that we give a little bit of love with all the work that we worked on the UI to actually get these landing dashboards. Now, you'll also notice here where it says settings. Each app has individual settings that are separate. So rather than having a settings for the entire software, GrooveMail needs some settings. GrooveSell needs some settings. Like, what do we need in GrooveMail? You might want to know your payment gateway. You might want to know your custom domains, and you might want to know about setting up your affiliate profile so that you could get paid. And then right here, you're going to see like a little number. It'll probably be above the settings. And that's, let me move that here to actually demonstrate that a little bit better. All right, so what you'll actually see would be something along the lines like that, right? You'll see that there are 4 things in GrooveSell settings that you need to complete. But if we were in GrooveMail, you would be here, you'd click on GrooveMail, you'd land on a dash like this with only relevant data to GrooveMail. And now you're going to see things like, hey, we need to know your from name. We need to know your from email. You need to set up whether you're mailing with GrooveMail or you want to bring in your own third-party emailer. So all that stuff is going to be done next week for you. We're going to move on here because we have a lot to cover today. But I do think that it's important because all of these dashboards are just not cutting it. They're just not cutting it. You're going to be able to come in, land on something, and then these little spots right here that you're seeing right here, if this was GrooveSell, right here you would see something like affiliates, and then how many affiliates need to be paid and how much they're owed. Here you might see like create a checkout wizard, create a leaderboard, create a coupon or whatever. We're going to find we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the most popular things in each app. We're going to put across the top. Of course, you will still have, let me kill all of these because we don't need them. Of course, you're still going to have all of this stuff down on the side here with all your additional different stuff. But instead, at that dashboard, you will at least have your most popular things here and your settings for that particular app and all of the data that you need for your intelligence coming next week. All right, moving on. Let's bring this back.
Hey, Mike.
Yes?
There's a little feedback in the chat from people that keep asking if you could increase your size of your screen, increase the size of your screen. Whenever you go to a screen share, I keep telling them that you don't need to actually read anything that's on the screens that you're showing. You're just showing the interface. But it is.
I'll increase my screen size moving forward for everybody. I understand that they're trying to read all of this stuff. It's not quite as necessary, but it's in the back of their mind because it hurts that they don't see it. So yep. I'm going to need this one here in just a minute, in a few minutes. So I'm going to do that. We're going to also need this is new portals on a test server that I'm going to move this over to here. We are not going to use this, or this for now. So I'm going to go to this dashboard. We can kill GrooveKon, and everybody wants to see this a little bit bigger. All right. I guess
That's
everybody's
great,
getting
Mike.
happier right now. Okay. It's got cold in here. Let me shut off the AC. All right. Back to the PowerPoint. 1 hour in. So we went over all that. Next, admin settings, publishing and domains. Now we're going to find out if this is live on Roop. Do me a favor, just type in chat, give me a yes if that's live. If not, I'm going to find out in about 2 seconds. All right, so let's go to GroovePages. And we're going to go to, I'm going to open up GrooveAds. Hopefully I don't break anything. On Roop, if you're on the call, just ping me in Skype so I know you're listening. Thanks, buddy. All right. We've made some changes to the publishing. If you remember this here before, when you clicked on this didn't look good. It didn't have any flow to it. It wasn't dynamic. And we kind of were like, here's an article, go figure it out. And unfortunately, we're getting rid of all this too. This is going to be replaced next week. When you looked up domain, we had all of these different things to show you domain. We're making one article that's going to show you how to do a domain for GoDaddy, how to do a domain for Namecheap, and how to do one for all others. It's very, very simple. The video's being made for that right now. On Roop says, hey, Mike, I'm here. I was just typing. Great. All right. So what you're going to see here right now is that if you've already connected a domain, well, then you click here and you decide, do you want to use GroovePages hosting or do you want to use your own custom domain? When you say custom domain, then every domain that you've connected will now show up here. And as you can see, we have lots of different brands and we've connected a lot of different domains. If I wanted to just host this with Groove, well, then I would say it would give me this and I would type in the folder that I want and it would go there. But let's go back to custom domains. Make sure it says Groove Ads. Okay, and now we can also select whether or not we want to do subdomains. I'm not going to get too much into that, but that's if I already had my blog at grooveads.com and I just wanted to put my pages at like pages.grooveads.com or funnels or something like that. But we're going to have videos to show that more. And notice also here, we've done something that says publish, and you can publish the entire website, okay? Right here, you could get a link to the website, or you could open up the website just like this and in a new window. So that's pretty cool. Now we've added a new feature called publish current page, and we're also working in the background because sometimes if you change something on this page, like in a navigation, it changes some of the other pages. So now it's also, even though you're publishing this page, if it has to update the menu on other pages, it will do that as well. And so now you can click here and find that page in a new window. You could copy the link directly to this page and you could publish just this page. Now, here's the big thing that we want to announce today. This is all new. It was a cluster mess, for lack of a more polite term. The domains, it was very technical, and now we've made it gorgeous. We actually worked with our UI guys on this rather than going rogue. And here's how it works now. You click right here and you could click manage domains. Now I'm going to cancel this. I'm going to get out of here. And oh, one other thing here. You know what? I'm going to focus on GroovePages when we get to GroovePages. Let's just get out of here and stay on track with the slides. I promised myself I would do that today. All right. So now, no matter where you are, and remember, we're going to have our new dashboard that's going to have something like this as well. That'll always say your custom domains. It's going to be much easier to find. But you could also go to things like here, like these different things up here, my account, and that brings up all of this different stuff here, and you have your domains here. So I'm just going to do it back from GroovePages. Just wanted to show you that. So we're going to go back into GrooveAds because that's where we were. And we're going to go back in. you've just created your very first website or a new website and you want to connect a domain and it's not in this list because you haven't connected it with us yet. So now you click Manage Domains. Now look at this. You can choose a GroovePages subdomain or a custom domain. Now, if GroovePages subdomain is very simple. You click this and it's like, what is your GroovePages subdomain? We might be adding the ability to allow you to do multiple GroovePages subdomain. We're talking about whether or not that's necessary, so that you could choose between one. I think it'd be nice if you have one called funnels, one called content, one called memberships, different things like that. But let's go back. This is the meat of the story here today for domains. We click on custom domains and now we click manage and look at this. We have this gorgeous, gorgeous new UI to help you understand what's going on with all of your different domains here. So these are our different domains. And now what I want you to see right here is the apps. When I hover over here, it says GroovePages, GrooveSell, GrooveMember, GrooveBlog. We're also going to be adding GrooveKart so that you can manage it here and not in GrooveKart. And next week, we're going to be adding Groove. I don't know if we're going to do Groove webinars. We'll see. We might be hosting those, and there's no need for it for Groove Mail there because you're not publishing. So these are really more about publishing and tracking. And when so we haven't connected anything to GrooveEasy other than GroovePages. And when you see that it's underlined in red, you see how this is underlined in red? Let me see if we have any other sites that are more complex. No. When it's underlined in red, what that means is that is the hero app of the .com, not a subdomain. Meaning that if I type GrooveZine.com, that is directly going to GroovePages. It's not a subdomain. It's the root domain. All of these things, I have GroovePages at the root domain. When would you not want to do that? Well, let me give you an example. Let's say you had an existing site forever, for the last 11 years, and your site has a blog on it, and a WordPress blog, and you just want to use GroovePages to create a funnel. Well, you don't want to have, if you make the root domain GroovePages, you're going to wipe out your existing blog. So you would set up a subdomain. Now, let me show you here. Let me show you adding a new domain first. All right, we click Add a new domain. It's going to walk you through a wizard. Very, very simple. What kind of domain do you want to add? All right, we click Next. I'm going to add on Roop. I thought we were going to have a choice there. Oh no, it would be subdomain later. Never mind. So we hit Next. I'm going to add my domain here, and I'm just going to let's do one that I own that I'm not doing anything with. Conversionbrands.com. Okay. Now I hit Next. Now it's going to tell me that I need to go into my Namecheap account or my GoDaddy account, and I just find that. Let's just do that real quick. Let me just see if we can show you that. I'm going to search that domain right here. Brands, that should show up. There it is. Conversion brands. I hit Manage, and now I would go to the DNS right here, and I would say Custom DNS, and I would just take this, copy this, and paste it. And I would do the same thing here. I would copy this, paste it. I hit the check mark, and I'm done. That's it. And so now, let me just see if I got the, yep, we're good. I have a custom DNS. It would be, we'd have a video to show you how to do this in GoDaddy, and for and every other, just 100 domains, you would just find the one that says DNS and change the custom DNS and pop that in. You then hit Next. You can now say validate DNS records. If you want to do that, we give you a little code to put on, et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to click, I'll do this later. Complete process, and that's it. There it is, conversion brands. It's all set up. Now, what I can do is I can now click this checkbox here, and actually, this is my first demo here. I can probably have Anroop help me out how I could set the hero app to this. Anroop, how would I do that, buddy? If you can get on the webinar and just, or maybe, let me see if I can bring, Donna, can you make Anroop a presenter? Is that possible? Not a presenter, like bring him in so we can hear his voice.
Working on it.
If not, I'm just going to skip. Basically, you should be able to just go in here and let me see if it's here. Let me just see.
Hey, Mike, David here. So
Yes.
we first need to have a domain verified, then we can actually select the app.
Oh, so
Or
I just have to manually verify it then. Okay.
Yeah, we can do the
Okay,
manual
there you go.
verification and then
Okay.
set up the domains in the meantime.
All right, gotcha. So I just manually verified it because I know that, you know, the settings are right and you could do that. So now I got to choose the primary app for this. So do I want to use GroovePages? And thanks, Anup. GrooveSell branding, GrooveSell tracking, Groove membership. Like, you know, do I want my membership to be there? The portal for GrooveMember, or do I want this to be the home for my blog? This is the hero app. I'm going to choose GroovePages. I click the check mark, and just like this, it's going to say GroovePages, and I have that there. Now, if I want to add GrooveSell, I can add a subdomain. And so let's make this a little bit easier. Where we can make sense with this. Let's do GrooveMember. I don't have a subdomain there. I'm going to click plus, and I'm going to just make this say members. And I'm going to make it a Groove membership, not a portal. And now I have connected GrooveMember. If I refresh that, let me just see here, unless I was supposed to hit. Maybe there was, oops. I clicked the refresh button and blew myself out of there. Okay, there it is. It's yellow. Now you see that icon is yellow, meaning that I have a domain connected to it. And let's now connect blog. I'm going to click here. I add a new subdomain to GrooveBlog. I'm going to have that be at blog.conversionbrands.com. Anup, can you change that from 5 to 63 characters and make it 4? So I'm just going to put this as my blog because people are going to want to be able to put blog, you know, for subdomain. So make it 4, or make it 3. Why not? I don't care. So we hit check mark there, and now we're done. And I hit back, and let's hit the back button here and go back here. And there it is. GrooveBlog is now connected. So that means when I go over to GrooveBlog, I'm going to see the ability to create a blog and just publish it, and this is going to show up in my dropdown, blog.conversionbrands.com, as an option to put it there. And that's how you add and manage domains. And now something that David Lemon will go over in a live. There's actually the DNS settings for your full hosting. So if you want to get really, really tricky and anything that ever says like add a record here for the type of domain, this is the stuff you do in GoDaddy. We've built an API so that you could set up your email accounts here as well. You can manage your entire domain in here to do your email, or you could go into GoDaddy or Namecheap and do it. But we put it in here for you. There are some complexities when people have some older legacy sites that they don't want to lose their content. So we've given every option. There's nothing that I've ever seen in Lead Pages or ClickFunnels or Kartra that allows you this type of ability to manage all of your domains. So now when we click update over here, you're going to notice that if I go into publish this, in my custom domains over here, I should have conversion brands in here. There it is, conversion brands. So if I was building a new site, let's actually do it the right way. Let's take this this demo site right here. I can now take this site and I can click from a GroovePages subdomain to a custom domain, and I can just now click conversion brands, and I can just publish this website right now, and this demo site would now go live at conversion brands, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, and so that is the domains and publishing. We've actually worked 2 months on that. This is one of the most complex projects that we had to work on, believe it or not, because it's a lot of server and back end. And we wanted to get the UI simple that anybody that's in here can, Anup, I'm just going to ask you if you can do one thing for me right here. At this list right here, just click add new domain, like if they don't see it. You know, I know that they can click manage, but it'll be good if they can just, you know, click create a new subdomain as well. But for everybody right now, you just click manage domains, you go to your custom domains, you manage and add a domain. And then you walk through the process like I did, and then connect it to verify it, connect it to the hero app GroovePages, and you're all done. Very, very simple. Let's move on. Next slide. Let's get into GroovePages. And I'm excited to show you some stuff here. So we are 1 hour and 12 minutes in. Believe it or not, for me, that's very good. We are on good pace today. I've taken these things, 4 hours, and I don't think that's going to be anything like that today. But stay tuned. And Donna, how's the feedback so far? And tell me if I need to speed it up.
Feedback is good. You either need to speed it up or slow it down. Either give them a little less detail or a little more detail. We keep reminding people this isn't a tutorial, it's a preview. So, and there
That's
will be
all.
full
Yeah,
tutorials on all of this stuff released at some point. But all of this stuff, like this new domain interface was just pushed this morning. It's brand new. There isn't any training for it yet. It's brand new.
I'm the first one to show it. So
That's right.
great point. Let me take that down because that's an important thing to say and expand upon that for 30 seconds. Today, what we're doing in the State of the Union is more like an Apple keynote, right? So what Donna just said, imagine if somebody while they were doing an Apple keynote yelled from stage, "Wait, can you slow down? Can you show me that?" And be like, well, look, we're gonna this is for us to tell you where we're at. And David Lemon and Elliot in the team, and Simon to some extent, will be putting out all new information and content for you about how to do all of these things. So don't worry. Right now, I'm just showing you, hey, this is new. So if anything, Donna, you're right. I should probably show less and just say this is new and more demos are going to be coming. But the domains one was something I was pretty proud of. So I really wanted to show that. So let's talk about, let me just open up a different template here. Let's just pick anything here. This looks nice. All right, so here are some of the new changes that we've made in the app. Number one, you no longer have anything related to any app in the burger menu anymore. This is all global information. We used to have exit and save as template and all that stuff and in here. And so from now on, when you want to exit, you'll go here. There's a nice little thing that doesn't let you leave the site without exiting anymore. David Lemon, can you put a little note here that when they click this to go to the main dashboard, it'll also give them the same thing? I don't think it does that right now. So I'm going to save that, and then you can exit. All right, let's go back into that page. So where did all that stuff go? Well, what we've done is we've moved that over here to the settings tab. Let's make this page the home page. Okay, you now have a settings tab. You click here and there are 5 different things that you can do. Number one, your site settings now are all here. Your favicon for your site, any header that you want to go on every single page, and your open graph settings are all here. Again, they used to be up here, but we feel that it's better for your global site settings because we do the same thing for your page settings are here as well. And so we wanted that to reflect the same way. You'll also notice that your export site is here. Your revisions are here as well. So if you've made too many mistakes that you can't recover, you can go back to all the auto saves or any save that you did. Here is to share your site. And this is a brand new one here. It's called Instant Edit Bookmarklet. And we're going to click this and see if it goes to an article. And it does. It goes to Groove How. So here's what you need to do. Number one, you need to download the bookmarklet. Okay, and that's going to open this up like this, and basically you copy this code. It's all in the video, and when you're all said and done, when you're done, just watch this video in there. So in order to get there, remember, you will go to Settings in any page, click Instant Edit Bookmarklet, and this is what it's going to allow you to do. You'll be able to go to any one of the pages that you have live on the web. Let's take, for instance, MikeFilsaime.com, and let's say I noticed there's a typo. I'm very famous for those, right? I don't want to have to go in, log in, find where this site is, and sometimes I have copy June 2020, which is the actual one that's live. Well, what if I could just do this? Click Edit Groove Page, and just like this, I can edit the page and make a fix and hit save. I'm going to give you another example of that. I'm going to go to GrooveKon. And I know en route you said some of the legacy sites we have to update the bookmark. Let's see if this works here. I noticed that this says NOVE instead of NOV period. So we're going to click edit Groove page. This is one of our legacy. A site has to have been published in the last 6 months in order for it to work. So I have to go and republish this. But that's essentially it. You take any of your pages. I could type in GroovePages, GrooveFunnels, anything like that. And if you notice that you just want to edit the page, you just click in your bookmarks bar this right here. Now, if you're interested in learning how to install that, you simply just go to your settings, click this right here, and you'll download this button here. Maybe we can do a better button with this, not make the download button look like a step button. Maybe we can do a better graphic there. Watch this video and we'll teach you how to do it. It's a very short 1 minute and 7-second video. That's how simple it is to add that. So that's a pretty cool feature that we wanted to let you know about today. Let's move on. Now, we've also, let's see, find my keynote. Okay, we have too many updates that David Lemon already made, so I'm not going to go over all of them. Just a couple of real important ones here is that we have now made it very, very easy. This button right here, this little button right here used to be up here and all this additional stuff. What we've done now is we've just made it that when you're designing anything on your site, it'll change on all devices here, just like that. Now, if you want to design specifically for a particular device, maybe I want it to look really, really big on this, but I want to make it look different on my mobile device. Well, then I would go to my mobile device and I would click applying changes only to mobile. That's my little toggle right there. So I can make this a little bit smaller on my mobile device, but you'll notice when I go back to my bigger devices, I didn't change that. So I can make any unique changes, or if I want to make sure that every change happens to all devices, that's there. That's pretty cool. We've also added 1 to 100 pixels here. We moved away from something that was called REM to pixels. All the guys are excited about that in our design team. But again, David made most of the videos on all of this stuff. There's a new one here I just want to point to, and that you can now take your spacing. There's a little icon here, right here. You just click that, and this opens up your spacing. So if you were wondering what happened to these white things that used to show up all the time, well, we've now made it so that you can toggle this the switch on and off and just close it here, just like that. All right. So let me show you how that would work. Essentially, if I want to take this whole block right here, I can go like this, and I can now make this block bigger and smaller, just like that. You can do that anywhere. And also, if I want to work on, let me find something that might have some padding, right? In the past, I used to have to come to here, and I still can, and I'd have to go here like this if I wanted to move that button down like this. But now you can just click on that icon right here, and you can also make your changes right here as well. We're also going to be adding something right here that is going to give you a little icon that is going to open up the text and the background as well. So we're making it a lot easier, so you don't have to keep moving your mouse over to here. But what I want to show you is next is a lot bigger. So we're not going to do any demonstrations today on GroovePages. David Lemon has done all of those updates. I want to show you something bigger conceptually that we're going to be doing. And I think I just saved the site after all those changes. I'm going to have to go back and revise that. I saved all my changes there, but I didn't publish it. All right, so right here is the new concept of funnels and projects that we're going to be talking about for GroovePages, and then we're going to move on next to GrooveSell. All right, this is really, really big. This is conceptual. This is something that we hope to have ready for you, maybe in the next month to 6 weeks, but I haven't worked with the team to get an exact deadline on it. They do have a lot of different work, but we've all been together on a call about it, so let's explain. All right, so what's going to happen? Let's go to the front of GroovePages right now. When you click on new site, right? What happens is you create a new site, and just like MikeFilsaime.com or GrooveAds or GroovePay or Marketers Cruise or GrooveKon, we're no longer going to do it that way. It's going to get so much better. You're absolutely going to love this. This button right here is going to change, and it's going to be called New Project or New Project Site. And when you click and when you hover over a project, these are all going to become projects now. And so when you hover over a project, instead of saying open editor, what's going to happen instead is it's going to say open project. And when you click on open project, right, from MikeFilsaime.com, you're going to be greeted, instead of the canvas of the website, you're going to be greeted with something that looks like this. And again, this is me in a screenshot software showing a concept to my team that everybody loved it. I think you guys are going to say, oh my gosh, when can this be done? This is going to make it conceptually so much easier for me. So let's start back from the beginning. You're going to come in, you're going to create a new project site linked to a domain, right? So let's say we were talking about my wife, and she wanted to create an entire project for herself called ZumbaWithMichelle.com. She would click new project, and then it would show here. And now she will click open project. And it's not going to take her to the canvas, it's going to take her to something like this. And she's going to have, and obviously the icons are going to be dressed much better, but she's going to see her brand website, her funnels, her webinar funnels, her blog, and her e-commerce, all like this. And so when you take a look at what your projects are going to look like, this is another screenshot, they're going to look like this from now on. So instead of this being a site, it's going to be a project. So these would be all of my different projects, okay? Now the green right here will represent that I have linked this project to a domain. So Groove Digital Magazine would be at GrooveDigital.com, and it's green because it's published. Groove Funnels name here is at GrooveFunnels.com, and it's going to have a green line telling me it's published. This is a demo site. I haven't published it. These are demos, they're not published. Now the pink one means that they're not hooked up to a real .com, that they're hosted on a GroovePages subdomain, and it'll be linked with a pink line just like this. So these would be your projects, okay? You'll click into a project, right? It'll say open project, and you will land right here. And now you can work on your brand website, your funnels, your webinars, your blog, or your e-commerce. So let's say I went into brand website. Well, what's going to happen now is you'll go in, let's do GrooveAds, and you're no longer going to see funnels here anymore. That's not going to show up here anymore. All you're going to see are pages, and everything that has to do with your brand website and navigation is going to be here. And when you exit and then you go back, now you want to work on your funnels, right? Well, guess what's going to happen now? You're going to click funnels, and now you're going to get a page that looks like this. And these are going to be all of your funnels, just like ClickFunnels, right? So you're going to see a funnel here called Product Launch Funnel, Tripwire Funnel, Webinar with John Benson, Black Friday, Groovathon 2020, Groovathon 2021, and you want to create a new funnel, you'll just click a button and you'll create a new funnel. So let me show you why that is important. I'm going to look up Groove Digital right here. And look at the mess that Groove Digital is after just 1 year. And we want to protect you from having to worry about your pages look like this. When I click pages, look at this. Look at all of these different pages because they can't be organized, right? So what we're going to do, let's take it back from the beginning here again. You're going to have your project sites like this. Each domain, you could create a new project site, which is basically a new brand, GroovePay, Zumba with Michelle, fitnessfoodfun.com, whatever would be a .com. And you would see all of your .coms are here that you're managing, your different brands. Green means they're published, and this is the .com that it's published to.
You're not showing that particular image that you want when you say here. We're still looking at Groove Digital.
No, this is the project site. This is right. These are the project sites, right? My screen froze?
Yeah, we were still, at least on my side, we were still looking at Groove Digital, not this. So
you're not seeing 5, 6 icons. I think
now
your screen
I see
froze.
7 icons.
Yeah, okay. Because in my preview window it was showing. Let me see if I switch. Yeah, it's immediately switching for me. All right, I'm going to continue back again. So these are your brands, right? All of your different brands that you would have. And then you would click Open Project Site one more time. You're going to go right into your project, and you're going to be able to work on your brand site. Now you'll click on funnels. And when you click on funnels, it's going to open up something else that looks like this, showing you all of your different funnels. You can add a new funnel. So let's talk about when you want to go edit this particular funnel, what that's going to look like. Well, it would look something just like this. You will no longer, will you have the pages anymore, because you're not working with pages. That's your brand site. You will only have something right here called funnel. It won't even say funnels. It's going to be just like ClickFunnels. You'll have all of your different pages are going to be showing right here. They're in your funnels. You're going to have drag and drop. You're going to have funnel settings for conversions and everything along those lines. And then when you're done with this funnel, you will exit and you will end up on a page that looks like this. Here are all your funnels. You'll hit the back button one more time and you'll be over to here and you'll say, you know what, let me create a webinar funnel. Let me attach a blog to ZumbaWithMichelle.com and let me add my store to ZumbaWithMichelle.com. So conceptually, what we're saying is you will be creating all of your .com brands here. So you'll manage anything that's a .com. For me, it would be conversionbrands.com, MikeFilsaime.com, ZumbaWithMichelle.com, FitnessFoodFun.com. And then when I go into that project, then I will see that I can attach a brand website, my funnels, my webinar funnels, my blog, and my e-commerce. And it'll tell me I haven't connected an e-commerce store. Maybe I don't want to. Maybe I do. With Zumba with Michelle, she wants to set up a store, we'll set it up there. So this is how it's going to be managed. And again, you're not going to have all of your pages, all of your funnels in one place. If you want to see all of your funnels, you're going to have them look like this. Beautiful. And you want to create a new funnel? Yeah, I want to create a new funnel because I'm doing a webinar with Ricky Mateka. Great, I don't need to make new pages in the way that we're doing it right now. I'm going to create new funnel. I'm going to pop in, and then when I'm in there, let's say I wanted to create a new funnel, I would be greeted with something like this. Choose which one of your funnels you want to add, and then I would import my funnels. And as I said, we're working on traditional funnels. I should have had that update for you today, but I think we're going to have that for you in July. We're going to be releasing dozens and dozens of traditional just funnels that say product launch, webinar, landing pages. In fact, I even have a version of the webinar funnels that we're going to be showing for webinar. So we're going to move on here, everybody. I think that
can I just jump in and provide a little framing for a couple of people? There's a little feedback about confusion about what exactly a funnel is. So when we talk about organizing this as having your funnels in one place, think of it as like a folder where all of the things related to a particular project or sale or process is in one place in a folder. So every funnel might be a folder where you're selling product A or selling product B and all the pages related to that particular thing. This is a method to help you organize your websites as they grow bigger and bigger. You get 200 or 300 pages, you'll be able to find the 5 pages that you need when you need them. It will also help your page builder load faster, easier, and saving and publishing will be faster and easier because as your site grows, instead of trying to load a 200 or 300 page website into the builder, you'll just be loading the few pages that you have under any particular organization that we'll call a funnel.
Exactly. Thank you, Donna. That's a great point. So what Donna's saying is that, as you can see, every page that we have in this site, the way we're currently doing it is here. So we're always looking like, okay, which is the one here? Mike Webinar copy. You have to load the canvas. And this, as you go on, every single page that you have is going to be just listed here like this. So what we're doing right now is giving you the opportunity to put it in folders. And let's say we're doing a webinar next week with Angie Norris, right? We want to create a new funnel, a new folder for those pages. So we're just going to click new folder, new funnel, right? And then we're going to go into a canvas with just those pages related to her. We're going to create the webinar registration page, the order page, and the replay page. And then it's going to be listed here, and it's going to be called Webinar with Angie. And the next week, we're going to do one with John Benson. And so all of the pages are grouped in these little screenshots of mini funnels here. And we would do the same thing because we want to organize our webinars separately. Our webinars would have little folders like that. And our blog would be our blog that's connected to that domain. Our e-commerce store would be here. And the brand website, that's like your front end website with your navigation. So it's basically that what's going to happen is you're going to go in and you're going to create a project for a .com, and then you're going to be able to have your brand website, all of your funnels organized, all of your webinars organized, your blog for that, and your e-commerce will all be in the project ZumbAwithMichelle.com or Conversion Brands or whatever it is. All right, I think we'll have more for you when that comes live. Trust me when I tell you, it's going to make your life a lot easier, and I'm sure many of you are going to be very, very excited about being able to manage a project and say, okay, I still haven't added a blog to it. I still haven't added an e-commerce store. I need to create my first funnel. Let me just focus on my brand website right now, that type of stuff. So let's move on here. And as we said, we've had many updates and improvements that David Lemon has been going over. 90 minutes in. Let's go into GrooveSell here. I've got the new checkout wizard. I just want to show you some cool features that we've added to it. So when you're in GrooveSell, right, you would do that by going here, clicking on GrooveSell, clicking on Tools, and then Checkouts and Forms, right? So now, obviously, you could create your checkout section. You could create your checkout section in GroovePages, but the actual checkout wizard, we've actually added a few new things for you now. All right, we've added your multi-step process is right here, so you can do a one-step checkout, multi-step. There's a few more things that are being added that I want to show you because I did demo this once before. I really just want to show you the look and feel, and the we actually even have the success transaction override I'm going to go over. So let's get to the look and feel. So this is always where, this was the traditional GroovePages widget that we had that you couldn't change. Then we give you a few different colors, and now you can change it to any color you want. So if you're dark green and white, and you're in health and wellness, and you want your checkout to be those colors, or maybe a lighter green, you just change it like that. Okay, lighter green, just like that. Okay, let's just keep with this. Let's just go with a blue for now, something that'll look a little bit nicer. All right. Next thing, you go to a product image. We now allow you to add a product image to the checkout that would go right here. If you don't want this branding bar, okay, your image is actually here, right there. Let's just replace that image so I can give you an example. Oh, I'm in a test account. Let's just use this. You can try that again. Yeah, select. It should have uploaded. Okay, it's not. I'm on a test server right now. This actually does work in the other server. I don't know if you saw that. Now, the next thing that you can do is you can disable the branding bar, as we said there. This is brand new, what I'm showing you right here. A lot of people have been asking for this. Donna, I don't even know if you knew this was in production, so check this out. So the button is always full width, but now you can make it smaller if you want. You could also change the button size. You can go with a small button. The regular button, that's, I believe we were always the small. So now you can make the button a little bit larger. You can change the font that is here. So you'll notice this is going to change when I change this to, let's say, Open Sans. We just changed the font. We're going to go back to Nonito Sans. So now you can match your font in your checkout to look like your website. You could also change the label color here as well. Again, remember, if we were green, we might want our text to be green.
Hey, Mike, you just went quiet for all of us. I don't know if I'm quiet too. Maybe we can get some feedback. Can you hear me? You can hear me. Yeah, Mike, we can't hear you.
It's just Mike.
We can't hear you, Mike.
Keep talking. We can't hear you. I'll let you know when we can hear you. That's so strange. Technology is amazing. I don't understand how it can be working just fine, and then all of a sudden the mic cuts out.
Go to webinar.
Yeah. I think Mike just got booted. Maybe he will come back on. In the meantime, hey Joe, how you doing? That was you, right?
Yes, that was me. I don't know. Can everyone hear us? I'm
Yeah,
doing
oh
great.
yeah, everyone can hear us.
Oh, I'm a little achy. I got a cortisone shot on my arm, so hurting. But this is super exciting stuff. I'm loving it.
I am very, very excited about this. I was just reading a comment from Dave who said, folks, I am new this week to Groove and I am blown away with all this. No idea what I'm doing or what I've even
Love it.
got, but still blown away. Dave, I work for the company and I am still blown away by the progress, the innovation, and what we have managed to accomplish in 2 short
Let me know
years.
if you can hear me.
Hey, you're back, Mike. We can hear you.
He's back.
Jeez, wow, thanks. I'm glad. I got real worried there. Let's see. Make me an organizer and share my screen. You seeing my screen again? Are we good?
Yep, looks like we're back.
All right, kill that. All right, Donna, I'll let you finish your thought. You were saying something so that everybody gets your complete thought.
Oh, well, I was just telling everybody how blown away I am and that everyone is impressed with everything that they see. There's just tremendous feedback inside the group. And Dave made a comment about how he's brand new to Groove this week and he's just blown away by everything there is. And I was sharing how, you know, I work for this company and I'm continuously blown away by the innovation, the development speed, the improvements, the incremental improvements that are happening within the app. It's not even recognizable now from what it was when I started with this company a year and a half ago already.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll jump right back in. Anurup, if you're seeing this, do me a favor. You notice how when we make the input size here, let me just see, well, button size, I mean. When we make the button size bigger, make the font bigger too. All right, so if this button's getting bigger, we need the font to be proportional. Just like we did here, we made these fonts get smaller when the field got bigger. We need the same thing for the button. The text here should get bigger. So Donna, I'm going to show you one more cool thing here. So what I was showing when I went silent was that these input sizes here, you could change, right? So you can now have a nice, if you have one of those, you know, more softer sites, you can make it big, pretty fat. This is all new, Donna. John Cornetto is going to love this too. See this one here? Button text. You can override all of the buttons here. So where it says complete purchase, I can change that and update that, you know, because
That's so exciting.
Yeah, you can change every button. Anurup, this is in reverse order. It seems like you start here, go here, go here, go here, go here, go here. So let's put this on top and just reverse the order of these. All right, so there's another thing that we're gonna be adding. It's really too advanced, I'm not gonna show you. And then there's one cool new thing that we've added right here, and that is the successful transaction URL override. So you have the default thank you page, and Anurup, just make this say default because it's not a thank you page. It's a successful transaction URL, and sometimes it's an upsell page. So we don't want that to say, it's going to confuse people, all right? And they might change it on purpose. But just to let you know, what happens is when you set up a product, we always ask you after they buy, where do you want them to go? And so if you want to override that for this particular checkout, for whatever reason, you want a different upsell for this checkout, Donna, you can do a separate URL now. It's not locked into the product. You don't have to clone a new product just because you want a new upsell. You could use the same product, but if you want a different upsell because you're doing a webinar with somebody and you want to maybe bypass the upsell and go straight to the thank you page, or you use a different upsell, you can now override that without having to create a new product. If that's over your head, don't worry, folks. This is just a cool new feature that a lot of people are going to like, because you can now choose where your next upsell or thank you page is going to go based on creating a checkout wizard. When you're done, right?
Really happy.
Yeah, that's a nice feature. Obviously, you can just get your checkout links here when you're done, or the embed code to put on the page. Again, this is not a tutorial. This is me to tell you that there's new features. If they're over your head, that's okay. You're just not ready for it yet. David Lemon's going to be doing all new tutorials. They're going to be in GrooveHow for when you need it. So if you're getting that, I don't understand what he's even talking about. How do we just get onto Checkout Wizard? I'm just showing you new features, And for those of you that are advanced and build checkouts and actually, have products and build different checkouts and are like, wow, I can actually customize my checkout and have more control. That's all I was showing you there. All right, moving on. Where are we? 1 hour, 40 minutes. All right. Upsell, add to cart order bumps. I'm gonna, let me just see. I think I'm gonna skip that. All I wanted to show you guys is we have more customization with the fonts and the buttons and the colors, just like I showed you in the wizard. You can check that out yourself. Also want to let you know that GroovePay is now completely integrated into the site. We're gonna be changing the UI when you add, your payment gateway. We always recommend that you use GroovePay over a merchant account or Stripe because we have better rates and you're working directly with us. For your merchant processing, we're cheaper per transaction than Stripe, and we are 2.85, they're 2.9. So the beautiful thing is now we are instantly connected with the app. So the process, if you're using GrooveSell, you don't even have to apply anymore. You just click create a GrooveSell account. We get you one, like it takes, I don't want to say instantly, but you come back in just a few minutes and it's there and you can connect it and you don't even have to fill out. So here's some important things. We don't do a credit check on you. A lot of people don't want even to apply for a Groove account because they think that we're checking your credit and all that different type of stuff. So we're putting some wording in there just to let you know that nope, we just give you an account and you tell us where you want your money deposited and you start selling. There's a new thing now. Videos are now in bumps and videos are now in hybrid bumps. So let's just take a look at that. I don't think I need this anymore. We're going to go into products. I'm going to click on a demo funnel here so I don't break anything like I just did at MikeFilsaime.com. I'll have to remember to restore that. Okay. Let's try this again. And remember, folks, we just moved over to Groove.cm today, and I've asked my team, hey, can we get this live for production? Can we get this live for production? So on Roop, something broke there. Pretty serious. Can't get into that product. Let me try a different product. And it's likely going to break here again. All right, we'll get that. We'll get a hot fix pushed up for that. Basically, what I was going to show you was that when you do order bumps and hybrid bumps, you can now paste a YouTube video in there so that you can have a little demonstration saying, hey, would you like to save 20% on this? So basically, you can now add videos to your order bumps at checkout and hybrid bumps in post checkout. And whoops, going back. Next. The marketplace, as you're aware, we have a marketplace right here. So when you list your product with Groove, you can check whether or not you want it to show in the marketplace. And the better you perform with affiliate sales, the higher your affiliate power score is going to show, and you're going to be here. And we have every intention this summer. We're going to be releasing not just the wallet, but we're releasing something called GrooveSell Plus, which means we will do the processing for you like ClickBank. We are also going to be introducing something that whether you use your own merchant account or us, you can have the money taken out for your affiliate instantly, and we'll take care of paying all of your affiliates automatically for you. More importantly, why that's important is you don't have to worry about who lives in the Philippines and is asking you for a wire, and you don't send wires, and you only send to PayPal, but they don't have a PayPal account. We're going to allow people to get paid on their Groove debit card, to their checking account, ACH, Wire, Venmo, their Stripe account, and PayPal. And they will set that up in their account, and we're going to take care of it all for you. But the biggest thing, what you really care about that is we take care of all the 1099, we take care of all the taxes. You don't have to go to your accountant, you don't have to chase your affiliates down. Hey, I paid you more than $600, I need a W-2 from you. And guess what? If you don't get this paperwork signed by your affiliate, well, then you don't get to write it off. And it's a big nightmare for people, and that's why people love to use things like ClickBank. So you can still do the old school way, collect the money and pay your affiliates, or you could do the middle model where you collect the money and you let us pay the affiliates, or you can do what we call GrooveSell Plus, and you just say, you do all the payment processing for me, at checkout like ClickBank, that means we'll collect the money and then we'll pay you and the affiliate after after a reserve period, just like ClickBank does. So that is coming very, very soon, and that's going to allow us to fully compete with ClickBank, JVZoo, and Warrior Plus, because we're going to have no fees attached to to the selling of the products the way that JVZoo and Warrior Plus does. And if we do the processing for you, well, our rates are going to be ClickBank is $1 plus 7.5. We're going to be 50 cents and 5.95. So we're going to be even cheaper than ClickBank and everybody else around. Or just use your own merchant account. So that's the marketplace. Let's move on here. David, you had said this the other day: integration, Zapier, and more. Is there something that you wanted to make an announcement about, or should we just move on? And I don't even know. Is David on here, Donna? Does he have access to speak? I believe he does. He said
I'm here, Mike. I'm here, Mike. Hopefully you can hear me. So yeah, we are working on a Zapier, on a better Zapier connection, which will allow you guys to fire zaps from GrooveSell, GrooveMail, GrooveMember, GroovePages, and basically the whole app suite. When this Zapier goes live, we'll be able to take this code and just apply it, these tasks and these zaps, to Publi, to Integrately, to Integromat, and the others. Basically will integrate with everything that these duct tape apps integrate with. So this is going to be built in real soon.
I think Mike is frozen.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, Mike. Mike, you might need to refresh again. I can see your mouse moving, but your video and your audio are dead.
All right, GrooveMail. So now what we want to do is we want to talk about the status, where we're at. We're warming our IPs, what our release date is, automations. Then later I'm going to talk about simple autoresponders, Apple's privacy, open rates, and pixels and stuff like that. So I'm not the product owner on this. The product owner on this is David Lemon and Donna Fox. Donna, I would call you the product owner on this one. Just as I'm on GrooveSell, and we have others on GroovePages. And so Donna knows GrooveMail more than me. This is her pet baby. Donna believes that the most important app, and we all agree with her, but Donna is so ingrained in knowing that what it's going to take for us to be able to get to 99 and $2.99 a month is GrooveMail, and we're pretty much there. So Donna, give us the full update on what's going on with the warming of the IPs, what's next in terms of importing leads and all that different stuff.
Sure, and I'll even turn on my webcam for this. Because I can. Hi, guys. So let's talk about, oh my goodness, I don't have my pink. I have to do this because I can't speak with you without the neon light being on. There we go.
I don't see you, Donna. Or, maybe it's just me, so.
Oh.
But I don't see you. Normally you show up right next to me.
I'm here. And now I can't see you, Mike, so.
I saw both of you, now I just see Donna.
All right, well, hi, guys.
All right.
Let's talk about GrooveMail, and Mike will come back. So here's where we are with GrooveMail. After a very long and challenging period of time for everyone involved, trust me, we know the pain of waiting for GrooveMail, and we know you're chomping at the bit to get access to it. We have begun the IP warming process for GrooveMail. Now, the IP warming process could not have begun until the infrastructure was set up. So we had a whole lot of infrastructure work that needed to be done in formatting the mailing IPs and just a whole lot of technical stuff that is beyond the scope of today's call. But the good news is that all of the technical foundation is now complete, that we have tested several hundred emails that have gone out. They're all getting inboxed. We have begun to start warming up the IPs with with external emails. So the first couple of 100 emails that we sent were just to people that work for the company into all of our different email accounts. Now they're starting to go out to all sorts of people. In fact, we got a very, very sweet response from one of the early people on the IP warming list that said, if you need more emails to send to for IP warming, I would love to contribute. And he sent us about 5 or 6 of their emails to add to IP warming. Very, very sweet person. So as you
Yeah,
get
not
added,
5 email addresses.
5 different email addresses, yeah.
Yeah, right, yeah.
So that we could send
Yeah.
additional emails to him so he could help us warm up our IPs. Very, very sweet. So what is happening is everyone is going to get an email that explains the process again and the importance of you helping us out with it so that we improve deliverability for everyone. We ask you to open the emails, click the links in them, save them to a folder, whitelist your emails. If you do that for about 40 days, we have 40 great little video tips that Elliot has created specifically for this purpose of sending 40 content emails to you. If you open the email, click on the link, watch Elliot's video, maybe learn something about the app. Definitely as you move into it, the first couple of ones are pretty basic, but we have 40 of them and they get some technical ones towards the end, so they're exciting. After about 40 days, we can start bringing in members in mass. Our IPs would have been warmed up. We are still putting the brakes on the addition. We go slow so that we can go faster in the long run. So we are going slow. In about 2 weeks, I will start introducing other people to GrooveMail. So we have a short list of people. You can't get on that list. So don't ask, but we've identified about 10 to 20 Groovesters that will come in and help us warm up those IPs and start sending emails and giving us some
Quality
feedback.
emails. Quality emails, yeah.
Quality emails. That's exactly right. One of the problems from the beginning was not having in place the steps that allowed us to quickly identify and segment non-quality emails, and that was one of our mistakes early on that we have fixed, and we are rolling out GrooveMail. It is going to be so strong and so powerful. I'm very, very excited about the automations that are coming in place, the email builder, the sequence builder, the analytics that you'll get from your email. It is just going to be phenomenal. So you can expect to be getting those emails as we start our warm-up process sometime over the next 2 weeks if you haven't already. You'll get started as part of that series, and definitely help us out by opening them and clicking on the links and watching
really
those
helps.
videos that Elliot's working for. Very much helps us. And then
All right, thank you, Donna. So so the big question, okay, so I'm not allowed to get on this list and I'm not allowed to get into the 10, and
Mike, we just lost you again. I'm not sure what's happening with your microphone. But the big question is, when can I get access? Well, after the IP warming period, we can start inviting people. So part of, I'm not being evasive. I can't give you a solid answer because it really depends on what happens over these next 2 and 3, 4 weeks as we're warming up the IPs and getting people onboarded. People will have access before they will be able to upload lists, but eventually everyone will have access, and then we'll turn on list uploads for everyone. Every single list that you plan on uploading into GrooveMail will go through a human review. So don't expect to be able to load your list of 100,000 people today and be able to mail them in an hour. That will go through a human review of your list. We are going to keep lists very, very strong and make sure that your emails get sent and inboxed and delivered. So I'm excited to say that it's coming very soon, and I wish that I could give you an exact date. And every time I say, oh, it should be by this date, something else happens and we need to delay it. So I'm definitely not being evasive by not giving you a specific date. And I hope that you understand that it is because this is a process. And we're
did we have a ballpark date, Donna? Like a ballpark, did we say?
Ballpark date 30 days people can start getting access is the ballpark date.
Okay, so we're looking.
It's not going to be any sooner than 30 days.
We're looking at mid-July to start importing lists, and it could be the end of July, but somewhere between mid-July to the end of July is going to be our goal here.
Yep.
Okay, and that'll happen like that. Okay, I shut off my camera just so that I'm saving bandwidth, so we're not going to see me until I come on later. You know, to just to save. I don't know why I keep going in and out.
Yeah, not sure, but we can hear you strongly now. So.
All right, very good.
You're
Okay,
no longer hearing your screen.
Yes, right, correct. Let me do that. Change presenter. Organ.
When I see your screen, I'll drop my webcam off. But in the meantime, you can look at me. And there you are, Mike. Audio? Don't hear Mike. Have we mentioned how excited we are about GrooveWebinar to be coming out sometime very, very, very soon? There
You
you
guys
are,
hear
Mike.
me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Oh, yeah. GoToWebinar is just being very, very flaky on us here. Very, very flaky for me on my desktop today. I don't know why. All right, but now at least you can hear me. I'm not going to put my webcam on. That seems to mess things up. It seems to happen when I turn my webcam on or off, or share screen on and off. It just seems to like freeze for like 30 seconds.
You're good now.
Oh God, I got scared. I didn't hear from you.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man,
You're all right.
set 4 times. All right, so yeah, so I think the important thing is, you know, for us to go and start demoing GrooveMail and all that. I think the time will be right when it's time for you to be able to use the process. You know, you actually use it. So I'm going to just skip a couple of things where we're going to talk about automations and.
Oh, Mike, it just cut out again. Maybe it's worth taking a minute and rebooting. I can't hear you. Can you hear me, Mike? You're talking about the Apple event. I don't think you can hear me. I don't think Mike can hear that I can't hear him.
Let me just mute this. Hold on 1 second. Yes, are you saying something, Donna? I'm sorry.
Yeah, we couldn't hear you for a while.
All right. So somewhere in here, they talk about the Mac OS system and privacy, and they've just done 2 things to the industry, which is absolutely devastating. The first one was last month with iOS 14.31 or whatever it was. They stopped the ability for you to add tracking pixels onto iOS devices, and so basically Facebook, running Facebook ads to somebody on a mobile device, which is where 85% of the traffic that you want to run can no longer be tracked directly the normal way. So there's workarounds, but it's very complex. And if anybody is doing Facebook, it completely destroyed their business until they were able to fix this. And it's not a perfect fix. But just Monday, they released their keynote. And now basically what they're doing is I don't have it exact, but they're basically hiding your IP address in on the iOS device for all mail. So if you're and this has nothing to do with GrooveMail. This is ActiveCampaign, GrooveMail, Aweber, Infusionsoft. Anything that anybody is using to send email is no longer going to be able to check open rates anymore. In fact, what they're doing is they're opening every email up in the background, downloading all the images so that you could get them sooner, and then they're using a domain. Where are all these, privacy, IP privacy sites out there that hide your IP address? So you can no longer track it to a specific user. They're not reporting anything back other than an open for everything. So open rates are going to skyrocket because they're pulling every email and downloading all the images that are in there. So it's just going to be a big mess. So there's a lot of articles about that. We're probably going to post them into the Facebook group. We have about 7 different articles that were posted by The Verge and 9 to 5 Mac and all these different companies, email companies, ActiveCampaign. Everybody's releasing stuff saying, hey, this is bad. Well, we're going to see what we can do. And but there's, Apple is getting really, really strict on privacy. And I don't know if they have a vendetta against Facebook and Google for all the tracking that goes on with retargeting and all that, but they're thank God they're not doing it on the desktop because it's not a closed system. They don't control the web, and so they can't control what happens on a Safari, on a Chrome browser. But they're doing it in Safari, just like they did it on the iPhone. So basically, iPhone, which is 50% of the of the e-commerce buying world. They've just completely eliminated first now tracking for advertising and for email. So we're going to probably be doing a podcast, a video podcast on that in the coming months when the studio is complete. We're doing our construction in the studio right now. And we'll keep you informed. This has nothing to do with GrooveMail. This is an industry related problem, but it does affect us in GrooveMail because we're starting to talk about it now because Apple has basically killed tracking through their Safari browser, their email client, and all of iOS, iPads, and iPhones. So, all right, moving on. GrooveWebinar. Let's go over to here, back to take a little sip here. All right, you're going to notice right here in the apps, we have now added webinars, and webinars are here in sandbox mode now, and we're starting with automated webinars. And so you'll be able to see all of your webinars are here. Any webinar that you've been invited to be a host. So if another user of the system is using GrooveWebinars and they've invited you to be a host, you'll find it here. It's kind of like a shared folder in a Google Doc. In something like GoToWebinar, you don't have that ability. They don't show you shared webinar. So what you have to do is you have to Skype the person or text them or say, hey, dude, can you get me the a link to log into GoToWebinar, and they have to say, hold on, let me log in and get you your presenter link. Now you'll always be able to get your own presenter links. So these surveys are surveys that will happen inside the webinar. It's not Groove Survey. The same thing, these are polls that'll happen inside the webinar. This is where you'll find your analytics, and this is where you'll find your settings, and you can do things like canned responses and things like that. Walking through setting up a webinar, you could create a new webinar or click edit. And this looks just like the regular interface. So we're going to be starting with automated. Once this is complete, we're going to then do live, then stream, and then conference. This will be like Zoom. This will be like StreamYard. This will be like GoToWebinar. And then you just walk all the way, go all the way through, save and next each step. On these buttons right here, they have to come here, right? The exit and save to stay up here, but the save and next goes right here in the wizard. Oh, and by the way, all of this UI is right now what I would call a 0.5. It's all structural, and then our UI guys are going to come in and clean this up just a little bit. But basically, you're going to set up your all of your stuff here. This is where you're going to put in your video player, whether you allow them to go full screen. You go to the next step, save and next. This is where you choose your video. Or add a new video for your automated webinar, or you can just choose from your own video library here. And then once you're done with that, we're automatically going to pull in the duration for you, right, Anup? So they don't have to put the duration in here. But if you upload your own video, you'll have to say how it is, Anup. And we're gonna get rid of this here, and we're just going to allow them to put the input hours, minutes, seconds. So that I know is going to be coming. But again, we're in sandbox mode right now here. So let me just move on. Hold on just a minute.
While you're opening that, I'll let everyone know what sandbox mode is.
Okay.
Sandbox mode is basically a testing environment that lets you go in and play with the software on the app. Some things like external webinar links will be disabled. You won't be able to actually start a webinar, but you'll be able to go in and see it, play with it, set up a webinar. It's basically a testing environment that allows you to see what it's going to look like before it's ready to go live.
Yeah, we're letting you we're letting you see what we see. We have access to this normally, so we're letting you get to see it now, and you actually see the work that's happening, and you're seeing all the updates. All right, select the video. Let's do this one. Oh, maybe I need to just put anything in here. All right, so I think I didn't put in a timestamp there before. So presenters here, you can add a new presenter, right? I would put, the person that's going to be presenting. Mike Filsaime, is he a moderator or presenter or host? We put a little bit of the bio, upload their image, and you click add, and then you can, that person will be here, and then you can just keep adding presenters and presenters and presenters. So let me hit save and next, see if it's going to allow me to move on. Okay, so now you're at schedule, and this is where you schedule all your settings. I'm not going to demo all of this stuff, guys. It's in sandbox mode now. You can actually go and see this. You can't build a webinar that can go live, but you can actually build a webinar. And so this is all the schedule settings. If you're familiar with EverWebinar, this is the very, very same thing. All of this stuff here, this UI stuff is going to be cleaned up over the coming week, but this is where you would set that up. Let me see if it allows me to continue without adding any of that stuff. This is all of the stuff that handles the simulation. What do you want it to look like when it goes live, etc. Notifications, post webinars, replay, etc. So this is Groove Webinars. This is Anrup told me today that we believe that you're going to be able to be using Groove Webinars by July 1st. Now, I believe I'd rather tell you the same thing with GrooveMail, July 15th. I'm very, very comfortable telling you that you'll be able to start running your automated webinars on July 15th. We're 95% there with all the code. Then, so we got about 5% left to go. Then we're gonna do a UI pass, and then the next thing that we're gonna do, and the beautiful thing is that it's currently being worked on right now with GroovePages. So let me see if I can find something here from David. 1 second. In fact, I have it in my sheets here. Let me see, it might even be in my presentation. Show templates, there we go. All right, so we have dozens of webinar templates that you're gonna be able to choose from. When this comes out, we're gonna show you how you actually connect this because they're gonna be GroovePage webinar templates that you will connect your webinar in GrooveWebinar. You will say, okay, this webinar is connected to this webinar funnel. So if you remember back in when we were showing you the screenshots, right? Right here, we were saying that you can go in and you can manage funnels and webinars. You would click on webinar funnels, and the same thing would happen. You would see all of your different webinars that you have, and then you would link any one of these webinars to your group webinar over here, so that way they know which set of pages. So this right here is one.
We lost Mike again. Mike, you might want to try your Apple iPods and moving from those to a speaker, since there isn't a whole lot of two-way conversation. And sometimes the earpods are the cause of this. While Mike's figuring that out, I will address some questions that have come up about what do we mean by evergreen webinars. Evergreen webinars are automated webinars. They are sometimes called on-demand, automated, or evergreen, based on, we actually coined the term evergreen with Evergreen Business Systems, which was our very, very first automated webinar software, many, many years ago. This first webinar service that is coming out is the automated webinar service. Why? Because it is the easiest for us to produce. It has the least number of moving parts. It uses a pre-recorded video that you will connect to a webinar system. So it can either be an on-demand webinar that people know is a pre-recorded on-demand webinar, or it can follow a schedule where people will register, and we have features in place that make it look like it is a live webinar. And in fact, it also includes a control panel so that if someone is on your webinar, it will ding or give you a notice that someone is on there live, so you can jump in and interact with them in chat while they are live. Mike, we still don't hear you. I see that the screen.
I wasn't saying anything.
Oh, got it. Okay. Well, I hear you now.
I didn't want to interrupt you. Yeah. No, Donna, I'm not using my AirPods. I'm using my, my Shure SM7B.
Yeah, just go to webinar then.
Yeah, and even when you say you can't hear me, I'm still seeing the green bars show up that go to webinars getting my microphone. So this happened the other day on the Fabian Lim webinar. They couldn't hear him and he'd have to go in and come out, and then they couldn't hear the host, Simon, that was with him. They were having that problem all day. It's GoToWebinar.
A couple people are suggesting that GoToWebinar is shaking in their boots because they heard GrooveWebinar is coming out soon. So
I wish that.
And we wish it more than ever right now, because yeah, I can see that you're talking, Mike, but it's not coming through. Still can't hear you, Mike. Maybe
Registration page.
Hey, Mike, we still can't hear you. I don't know if you can hear me because it sounds like you're still talking. Yeah, you're out, Mike. The problem is I don't know what he was talking about, so I can't just pick up from him. So I'll talk a little bit more about how the webinars work. There has been a question about whether or not you then embed the webinar into a page in GroovePages. It is sort of like that, except that we do all of the embedding for you. We create the webinar pages, and there will be areas that you won't be able to modify because they'll hold the streaming or they'll hold the chat area, but you'll be able to add your branding, maybe change the background color, change the branding of the templates. But the webinar pages themselves, a wizard will create them for you, and you'll have some pretty extensive ability to make some changes and modifications to those pages. Let's see if there's some other questions I can answer about the webinar. Here we go. Moses says, not about the webinar, but the one thing I can't stop looking forward to is Groove Agency. Any idea when to look forward to Agency? Agency is being worked on. It will be a few months. We have a couple of steps in place for Agency, and one of the steps that's required beforehand is that we have users and roles and permissions done. So that's the step that we're working on right now. So you'll be able to bring in other users into your Groove account and control what they can see and cannot see inside Groove. So that's sort of the first step that needs to be in place before we can start working on the agency model, but it is coming. Because of the way agency works, we really have to get the other areas of the software done first. So that's kind of the last thing that we're planning on, or one of the last things that we're planning on pulling out. Let's see. Oh, there is a question from Kevin.
Hello.
Hey, Mike, there you are.
I'm dialing in by phone.
Oh.
And unfortunately, because I have to use a landline here because I have bad cell reception. So I'm using my landline, but I don't have it doesn't have an earpiece that goes to it. So I have to hold it to my my head. So I'm going to hold it to my head, try to use one arm. I might have to put my phone down sometimes, and if I do, that means I won't be able to hear too well.
You sound great though now. So.
All right, great. Well, you can see my screen, so that's good. I'm not going to share my webcam, and I'm just going to use this phone audio. And so I heard you, Donna, saying, I'm sorry, guys, I don't know what Mike was going to be saying. I think he was going to be saying this. This is what I was saying, was that we are creating templates for an entire webinar funnel where something like
GoToWebinar doesn't give you templates. Something like Webinar Jam only gives you a registration template. We are giving you a themed, colored template that goes all the way through for every one of your pages. The webinar broadcast room, get rid of that. That's not being designed by our designers. That's going to be handled by GrooveWebinars. So this is your webinar registration page. This funnel would get an upsell page. This is a replay page, an order form page, a webinar confirmation after they register. And let's just open this one, see what it is. So this is your webinar registration page. You'll be able to, this is going to open up in GroovePages. So it's not going to be a template like in Webinar Jam where it's abstract. You'll actually be able to take this template and modify it any way you want. And all of these buttons will automatically link to the registration modal. This right here will be the upsell page. So this particular page comes with an upsell. You don't have to use it. You'll tell the software that you don't want to send somebody to an upsell after they register for your webinar. And then they'll just go straight to a confirmation page saying, great, you're registered. But many people, many of my friends, what they do is they get you to register for a webinar, and then they give you an upsell before the webinar. And they say, hey, buy this special discount. And I have a lot of my friends that spend money on Facebook advertising, and they break even just on the upsell, and all their profits come in the webinar. Next, again, here a webinar replay page looks like this. So this is a replay of everything. When you're done with your webinar, you just paste the video that we give you here, and all of this is automatically going to pull the replay video in for you. So this page is just going to be instantly ready because it's connected to your webinar. When you're ready on your webinar, like sometimes we're doing a webinar, we say, okay, there's only 500 units that are going to be available. Go buy right now. You'll have a page that looks like this. This is the order page. This is where you could put your checkout widget, and people can come, or you could use any one of the regular pages in Groove. This is a webinar confirmation. This is what they'll get after they register, but we're also putting in some dynamic things that are going to tell them this is the date, this is the room, and all those different types of things. And here's another version of a webinar confirmation. This is more like it right here. Reserve your spot. All this information is going to be dynamic. They'll get their link and they can add it to their calendar. It's all going to be built in. So you'll be able to choose from at first 8 to 10 templates, and then we hope to have dozens and dozens of templates for you. So let me go back to the keynote here. All right. So when we are in Groove Webinars and we look right here, we see, okay, those are all of our presenter links. I clicked on links. So this is how you're going to be able to get your links for your replay, your presenters, and invite people and embed the box on your website, all those different types of things there. But let's just click that edit button. I think this is the one that I just created. Well, let me just let this load. I'm just going to hit my back button here. This is what I wanted you to see here. This is the automated webinar, as we said, is going to be going live next month. And that will be Groove Webinars, and you can start using it for your automated webinars. The live webinar component will start right after that. That means we've built basically the shell, and we have all of the streaming technology already done from another project that we're working on in parallel. So I believe that you'll probably be able to be using, it'll probably take us 2 months to get the live webinars done. So you'll be having Groove Webinars automated in July. In September, you'll have the live. You'll probably have Groove Stream will probably come, because that's very easy. That's going to probably come with this. That'll probably both come in September, or if not, this is October. And then the conference software will probably come in November. All right, and that's how we're knocking these out. It'll take us about a month to 6 weeks to do each edition, because the framework is already there. And that's your update on Groove Webinars. We'll definitely keep you updated on that. But now again, it's in sandbox mode. Donna, you spoke about what sandbox mode was while I was having a little issue.
I did. We talked about sandbox mode.
Okay, great. All right, hold on just a while. I can take my phone with me while we're going. So this is GrooveMember. I'm just going to turn on the AC in the house. It is like hot out here in Florida, and my computer screens after a few hours, it's getting a little warm. All right, so some updates for GrooveMember to keep, we'll keep things moving here along. is we've just got some new portals, and I'm just going to show you the screenshots of that. It might just be a little bit easier than me going in. The demo usually takes a little bit longer, and Debarshi got me these already. So your portals, when you're setting up your membership, you'll be able to now choose your portal design. And the current portals that we had were Get Me Done. So we're making these live. They should be going live later today. If not, they'll be live tomorrow. I know that they're live on the test server, so they wanted to push it today. Couldn't make it. So this is where you're going to choose your portal. So what is a portal? A portal is when you have multiple memberships. Something like Digital Marketer uses it for DM Labs. They have, over 60 different courses. So for us, we might have something like the Groovathon. We might have something like the Fast Start Marketing Lab. We may have something like Webinar Control, and then we might do a Facebook course. And so your portal is where you can advertise all of your different products. So we allow you now to design the banner that's here, and then you could choose whether or not it's going to be cards or in a grid. This is cards and this is a grid. So you can let the user will have the ability to just toggle the little button there just like that. And if they have access to it, they'll click and then they can go to the login. If they don't have access, they'll get something here. You probably want to see this a little bit bigger. You'll see something along the lines like here, like learn more, and that will take you to the sales page where you're selling the product. And let's move down here. These are just different portal templates. There's a second one. And this is how you go in there and design that. You design your different bars, your top. You want the modern look, the classic look, the pill, etc. And it's all here. So this is going to be going live for you very, very soon. David Lemon and David Lemon will be doing a Facebook Live to demonstrate this for you, and Elliot will be doing videos, showing you a little bit more about it. But very, very exciting. Wow, there's a lot of screenshots here. Very, very nice. I'm seeing this for the first time here. So you're going to see that coming soon. A couple of other things I want to let you know about GrooveMember. It's growing up now, so I'm going to show you something here in Figma that we're working on. So let me just go to the beginning here. It should take me to our dashboard. Very hard to do this with one phone. All right, so this, I believe, right here is, where did those go? Bear with me just one second, folks. No, it might be a different link. I thought that he had sent them all to me. Let me just see here. Recently viewed. Donna, you know the one on GrooveMember that we have?
It's that second tile. Is that the one?
It's this one? Oh,
yeah.
Oh, maybe. Oh, they probably reorganized it. Okay, yeah. They reorganized it. Okay. So what we're going to be doing, let's zoom in here. Sorry again, guys, I'm working with one hand. I got to go from keyboard to mouse while I hold this. We're going to be making this more lesson focused. So when you go in to, here's a nice example of what GrooveMember is going to look like. It's going to be more lesson focused. We're looking more at like Thinkific and Teachable. And this is what the memberships are going to look like. And so now you're going to have themes in your memberships, and you're going to have a theme editor like we do in GrooveBlog so that you can change the button globally and different things like that. And we're going away essentially from the GroovePages designer, and we're doing it more like GrooveBlog, where we will design the themes for you, and then you could go in and just it's very, very difficult, guys, for me to hold this phone. I do apologize. Let me keep my spirits up and show you what I mean here. So when we go into GrooveBlog, instead of me trying to describe this, we have something called themes. And when you click on themes, you click on the theme editor. And so what we mean by this is you won't be editing your membership site in here and then clicking here and then changing the buttons like you do in GroovePages. That's the way we did it. You're just going to have a theme editor. And then so if you change the way that the buttons look on the site and you want them to be green, well, they're going to be green on every single page inside of GrooveMember. So every post, everything. So you're going to be able to modify the theme that we have. Or if you're like me, you're probably just going to be like, you know what, I just, you know, kind of like the way the theme looks right out of the gate. But you'll be able to design it. So going back to here, the next thing I want to let you know, this is very, very important. We're also going away from the drag and drop component, and we're going actually abstract. We realize that when you're in making a post, it's very similar to creating a YouTube video. It's what is the title of the video? What is the description? Upload your video. Give a full description. So what we're going to be doing for you now is your post is going to come up, and you don't have to drag any components. You don't have to drag a headline, drag a video. It's just going to come up, and it's going to ask you to insert your headline, your mini description, information about this lesson, all abstract. And then if you want to add a section, you can add sections here like this. Instead of dragging them, you'll add a checklist, a download, an accordion for an FAQ or a video. And we're going away from the GroovePages. What we thought was cool, we had GroovePages. You can drag an element over, and then you could style the button. But then your posts look different. Then you have to style the button on every single post. So now you're just going to have a theme, and you're going to build. You're going to be able to build a lesson the same way that you build a YouTube video, abstract, with just input fields and upload a video. And you're not going to have to you're not going to have to design every single post like it's a Groove page. So we're going to move on from GrooveMember. We're going to have that. We're working very, very hard on that for you. But we also have some things going on with the way the course structure is going to get a little bit easier. Too much for me to get into the weeds with from you now, but as we said, we're going with an abstract builder and going away from the GroovePages editor. It's just going to make it as easy as creating a lesson as you would be creating a YouTube video. Title, description, upload video, and then add other elements underneath it. Really nice. GrooveBlog, not a ton of updates there other than what we just said, the themes there, which are pretty exciting. GrooveKart, we're working on a new way to have templates. So we've made GroovePages for GrooveKart, which is great. And so now our next release coming up is we have Damien working on gorgeous templates that are actually going to skin your entire store. That is one thing that we don't have right now, is something that completely skins stores the way you would find them in ThemeForest. That's being worked on as well. Updates on GroovePay, I already told you about earlier. They are now connected with GrooveKart and GrooveSell, so you can just go in at any time. Remember, you can apply. There's no credit card, no credit check that's done. You just instantly connect your merchant account and start processing. All right, planned apps. We kind of spoke about this at the beginning. Let me just see if we have them listed here. Yeah, we do. We kind of spoke about this at the beginning, that we're moving away from the infographic, and that we said this, I think, on I'm not sure if it was the last day of the Groovion, but what we said is what we want to start doing right now is getting away from adding cool feature, and wouldn't it be cool? Hey, let's add this on Roop. Here's another idea that we had. And what we're doing right now is we think pretty much what we got is what you need. Obviously, there's a lot that's going to be coming on a sprint that we're doing right now. The GroovePages are going to drop a bomb on you guys in about 2 weeks with some really cool stuff. But what we want to do right now is, instead of focusing on Groove Survey, which is actually being worked on, but we've taken half the team over there and moved them over to some of the other apps. And instead of Groove Desk being worked on, and of course we want to do our SDA and create a template marketplace so you can sell your templates and all that stuff. What we're doing is we're focusing more on the core apps, the UI, so that we could plan an entire launch. So what you're probably going to be seeing the template marketplace, the SDK, the API, Groove Survey, and Groove Desk is going to be next year. We're already, looking down the barrel at July 1st in 2 weeks. And then we're going to go through a couple of things here that we have planned for you. I think, especially if you had interest, if you're an affiliate, that's what's coming next, and then we're going to wrap up. But yeah, so that's why I said we're moving away from the infographic, and we think it's more important for us right now to put our resources into GrooveMail, GrooveWebinar, polish up the rest of GroovePages, GrooveSell, GrooveBlog, GrooveVideo, and GrooveMember. A lot of resources working on here, rather than thinning those teams out and saying, go start on Groove Survey, or go start on GroovePipe CRM, or go start on the Groove funnel mapping. The bottom line is the funnel mapping is cool. It's going to come next year, but Funnelytics is free, and you could use Funnelytics like we do, and it's free. So we'll get that stuff, but we felt putting the pressure on our design team to get all of this stuff done, we don't want to put out half-baked apps in alpha and beta. So we're taking all of our resources right now and we're polishing up the UI. We now have a new full-time person that's doing videos, and that's at groove.how. And we're now going to start going into the UI and putting tutorials, inline help, inline videos, and we're focusing on the core apps. I think you should all be happy that we've decided to focus on GrooveWebinar and GrooveMail and GrooveSell and GrooveVideo and GrooveBlog, rather than saying, hey, let's start on GrooveSurvey and GrooveDesk. These other apps just need all the attention right now. This is a huge project. As we said, 2 years ago, it was an idea. 1 year ago, April 7th, we launched, and everything that you see happened in the last year. Everything you see happened in the last year. So in the following year, I can only imagine what's going to happen in the next few years. So that's what's going on the planned apps. Right now, we don't have GrooveDesk in development. We don't have Groove funnel mapping in developing. We don't have the SDK in development. We don't have the templates marketplace in development, and we don't have GroovePipe CRM is not in development. GrooveSurvey and GrooveQuiz that will be coming out soon. But frankly, I got to tell you, I'm not excited to tell you here it comes. I haven't even seen a demo of it. We've had to work on the iPhone app. There's a lot of stuff and a lot of planning that goes on. And frankly, I only want to put my time and effort into GroovePages and GrooveSell and GrooveMail and GrooveMember. I know that all of you are excited about GrooveDesk. It'll come. Oh, you're probably not all that excited about GrooveDesk, to be honest. You're probably more excited about the other apps getting in tip-top shape. So consider this stuff a 2022 project for now. So moving on, let's talk about marketing. This Friday night, which is tomorrow night, we are starting a promotion for GrooveAsia. They've been doing all of their promotion. We're giving them a little bit of love, but so if anybody is in the Eastern Hemisphere, in Japan, in the Philippines, in Malaysia, all those areas there, GrooveAsia is focusing right now. Believe it or not, they're starting using English speaking to the Asian market. Because there's a huge English-speaking Asian market. And then later they're going to go into more of a Chinese, and we're going to be turning the app into something like we did with GrooveBrazil. But GrooveBrazil is a little bit different than GrooveAsia. That is GrooveAsia right now is more of a promotion that's going to turn into a company. GrooveBrazil is actually an LLC that has launched in Brazil. They have access to their own code base. They have their own designers, and they have their own payment gateways that work, with boletos and all these different things. And they are waiting for GrooveMail because that's an important part. And GrooveBrazil, there's a big competitor out there called Hotmart, and we're looking to compete very, very big with them. But the beautiful thing is we have a great partner that runs that and doesn't take a lot of our time. Next thing here, it says show whiteboards. So I'm gonna just put the phone down for a minute because I need both my hands. Hey, Donna, I'm going to talk for a minute with the phone down, and then I'm going to pick it back up, and you tell me if everybody was able to hear me while I put it.
Great. You can leave it like that.
Well, now it's at my ear. Hold on.
Oh.
Now it's down. It's a little away from me. I'm assuming you can still hear me. I'll talk a little bit loud. I'm going to go to my whiteboard, and this is something that I worked on with Joe J yesterday. I'm going to come back to Donna. Were you able to hear me?
You sounded great. Yep.
Okay, great. All right. Keep in mind, just talk a little loud. I'll probably be able to hear you saying, hey, Mike, through the speaker. It's not that far away from me, so I'm putting it down. Here we go. All right. All right, what you're seeing here is a whiteboard that Joe and I and Donna were discussing just yesterday. And it's basically the end of the year and what it looks like in terms of the lifetime, what it looks like in terms of going recurring, and other things that are going on. So let me try to explain to you what this is. I'm going to go full screen here to get you the most of this that's possible, and I'm going to take the zoom in here and go in as big as we can here. Let's see if we can go to. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, so basically I just crossed out June and I said let's just forget about June for right now. because there's nothing important there, right? So July 11th, we're going to be announcing this PI means a price increase. So June, and by the way, these dates are soft. We were just putting estimates. It could be June 8th, it could be June 13th. All of these dates that I'm going to say were ideas saying, let's say we announce it June 11th. So it could be June 14th. But on or around June 11th, GrooveJV.com is going to be making an announcement that we're going to be doing a launch that is going to be going at the end of August. Okay, so this is August, and somewhere around the end of August, we're going to be doing a launch somewhere between the 20th and the 31st. It may spill into September, and that is going to be letting everybody know that the price increase is going to be going from $13.97 to $14.97. Then, starting on or about September 1st, we're going to run the $14.97 lifetime all the way up until the day before Thanksgiving. And while that's happening, we have GrooveKon on November 5th, 4th and 5th. Then we have the Marketers Cruise from the 6th through the 14th. This just means Flight Club. That's an event I have to go to. And then right here on Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, but we're probably going to start it on the day of Thanksgiving, we're going to do another final launch, and that is the end of the lifetime. No games, no BS. The lifetime will come to an end. We're going to run a sale that will go from Black Friday into some days into December. Once that ends, let's say the Black Friday sale ends December 8th. On December 9th, I put it here on the 14th, so let's use the 14th, but I don't think we're going to run it from Black Friday to the 14th. But what that's saying is after that, there's going to be no more lifetime. We are going starting December 1st, December 15th here, to $99 a month. There'll be no $199 option and $299 a month. So you're going to have a free model. You're going to be able to get it at $99 a month, or you're going to be able to get it at $299 a month. The lifetime is going away. So now, folks, you have your official dates, and then in February, we will have the third launch again. And that third launch is going to be the all-new Groove.cm with a complete working interface, complete working analytics, the new interface, everything that we went over today, where I said, you know, the concepts and all that different stuff, the inline help, the tutorials, everything. Now, if you think this is far away, like I said, we're looking down the barrel at July 1st. July, August, September, October is the cruise. 2 weeks later, we're back. Everybody knows what it's like for the holidays, right? You start Thanksgiving. The next thing you know, it's the holiday season. You're doing your Christmas shopping. You're stressed out. It's Christmas. The following week is New Year's. And then we're telling you that we're launching the new Groove February 2nd. So this is going to happen like this. So what does this mean to you? This means to you, you have another 2 months to get the lifetime at $13.97. Then it's going to go to $14.97. This might even go to $19.97. Donna and I are discussing that right now. She's telling me we need to go to $19.97, so that's a possibility. This is just an idea. I said, I want to raise the price, but not that much. And she says, you really should raise it to $19.97. So this might even become 2 payments of $9.97 or 1 payment of $19.97. Then we're going to take, so starting back from the beginning, expect 1 month from today, we're going to announce the launch information. Then the dates will be the last week of August. People can get into $13.97. After that, we're going to take you all the way to Black Friday, the day before Black Friday. And then we're going to do another launch saying this is your last time to get it at this current price. And then right after that, we go to recurring. And then we're going to launch the recurring with a polished app in February. So I wanted to show you that. I'm going to go back to my slides here. I'm going to pick the phone up and check with Donna. Donna, how we doing?
You're doing great.
Okay, I'm going to put the phone down and continue here on my slides. We are also doing an entire new upsell funnel, guys, and that means you're going to get paid on more stuff. Right now, we have the lifetime. We're putting in a lifetime light. It's basically just GroovePages. So it's like, okay, Do you want GroovePages for life? And there'll be a downsell if they say no at $4.97. Expect more commissions because we have not only a new upsell funnel, but we also have a new one-time offer page, which looks, let me just see here. I might even have that in the, let me see. Just bear with me. I gotta put the phone down. Bear with me, folks. I'm just looking for it on another browser tab here. I'm still here. I'm just working in another window right here.
GrooveMember 2 pricing. Check your PM, Mike.
State of the Groovion. Great. Let me get that link there. Show templates. I actually don't have that. Let me go into my history and see if I can find it. Oh, I know where I can find it. I have it right here in my Funnelytics account. Let me log in there. So we're redesigning the OTO and our entire front end of Groove.cm, and as well, all of our upsells are looking absolutely gorgeous. So I believe that's bear with me here, folks.
Mike, it's under the funnel.
Looking for our funnel.
Yeah.
Unless we just made some changes in there. It might be this. This is it. He made some changes, so the screenshot looked a little different. All right, and I'm going to zoom in here. And we're going to click on this here, and I should be able to have a URL. Hopefully he published it. Let's see. Nope, it's not published yet. Sorry, folks. I'll drop that for you. This just isn't published yet. We said what we wanted the URLs to be, and I don't want to. I want to keep the promise that I said I'm going to get you out of here in 17 minutes. So I just wanted to show you a nice new version of the upsell page. I just can't have it. I had it in my browser, pre-built, but I closed the tabs before when I was closing all the tabs. All right, so getting back to the keynote here. We are doing the Groovathon 2.0. Donna, do you have the date for that? I believe it's July.
Yes, I do. 6th? It is
July 5th. Well, you'll tell me.
That's correct. It's the 2 weeks, so it's from July 5th to the 9th, and then again from the 12th to the 16th. We're doing a 2-week series, our new Groovathon. Unlike the last Groovathon that was 24 hours for 2 weeks, we are doing a daytime only session for 2 weeks for those. We have a whole set schedule where we're going over each of the apps on, there'll be like a morning and an afternoon session on each one of those days. More information on that soon, but that starts right after the US Independence Day, July 5th.
Yeah, we're going to be going live every day from about 11 a.m. Eastern to 3:30 to 6 p.m. So Monday, this is what we're going to be covering. Tuesday, we'll be covering a full demo on GroovePages, everything you need to know. Wednesday, we're going to go over every gear of GrooveSell, Groove Affiliate, the marketplace, talk about the wallet. Thursday is going to be GroovePay, GroovePay admin. Basically, we're going to be doing a deep dive on the Groovathon, and it's going to be something to promote as an affiliate because we'll be making offers as well through there. Moving on, the launches we just went over on the whiteboard for you. The price increase. This is what I want to show you. What's going to be happening with our prices. So let me open up that in the Google Sheets as well. Bear with me just a minute. This is a public link that we're going to share with you right now. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. We're going to zoom in at 125%. And David is going to be dropping a link in the chat right now. I think it's Groove over to pricing or something like that. So this is a public document that is basically going to be showing you GroovePages and some of the other apps here, and like the agency and GrooveProof that we didn't want to make a tab for, GrooveSell, GrooveMail, GrooveWebinar, GrooveMember, etc., and all the way over to our post-lifetime evergreen offer. So I'm going to cover that for you right now by putting the phone down. But basically, I'm not going to go deep dive into this because you're going to get the link. David Lemmy just put it in there. It's Groove over to Groove pricing. You see that in the chat. So this is what people are going to get for free. We're going to be going from 3 custom domains down to 2. This is what the $99 a month is going to get you. It's a lot less than the lifetime, and this is what the $299 will get you. This is equivalent to what the lifetime offer is right now. So we're going from $13.97 lifetime to $299 a month, and the $99 will be limited to these different things. Not going to go over it because you can take a look at it. We have some information here about GrooveSell, what free members will get, what $99 will give them, and what $299 a month will give them. But we're giving away the farm on this one. GrooveMail will tell you how many leads you can mail when you're free. $99 a month will give you this. $299 a month will give you this. GrooveWebinars, this is free members will not be able to do any live webinars. They can do one automated webinar with 1,000 plays, et cetera, et cetera. You'll see this. This is what the $99 a month customer gets, and this is what the $299 customer will get. And this will have automated webinars, conference stream, all the information here. This is basically the pricing grid. GrooveMember. Free members will be able to have one membership with one level. 99 can have 3 memberships with unlimited levels, gold, platinum, silver, etc. For their users. And platinum members that pay $299 a month will have unlimited memberships and unlimited levels. Again, they'll be paying $299 a month. If you buy before this happens, you're either a lifetime customer now or you don't have to pay anymore, or you can buy the lifetime by doing an upgrade and not have to pay $299 a month. This will be the way it is from now till the end of time. We're going continuity. We're excited to get there. We can't wait to go away from the lifetime, but it helps us fund the project. The blogs, you can see that here. Video, you'll be able to see here. GrooveKart will explain to you here. And now here's the offer that's going to be made when we launch in February. Free will be free. You'll sign up. Then, as we said, there's going to be a $99 a month option. No $199 a month. You're going to choose $99 or $299, and that's it. But users will see one-time offer, no longer another second chance to get it in the app. The one-time offer is going to be this. You basically get everything in the premium account for the price of Pro. So you get the $299 a month for $99 a month. We give you 50,000 leads instead of 30,000, so it's 45,000 more leads than the $99 a month. You will pay $997 one time today. It gives you a grandfather deal to lock in to make your premium account just $99 a month instead of $299. So that'll save you $200 a year, a month, because you're paying $99 instead of $299. That'll save you $2,400 a year. You lock it in for life. It'll be normally $35.88 a year for the $299 people. But if those people decide to take the one-time offer and pay $997, they can drop their $299 a month in perpetuity down to $99 a month. And again, essentially getting the premium for the price of Pro. That is going to be our new one-time offer. Affiliates will continue to get paid on this. I'm making another announcement, and I'm making this right now as well. If you have a lifetime account, then your commissions will stay the same from now until the end of time. You're locked in for life. We are looking to change the affiliate commissions from 40% down to 35 or even 30, and the tier 2 from 5 to 10, and the affiliate program on free will go will stay the same. This doesn't affect any of you because the free stays the same, and anybody that already paid the lifetime, it doesn't matter. You locked in. We told you the 40% commission will be for life. But these people that buy the recurring later, when we launch in February, are not going to be getting a 40% commission and 10% on tier 2. They're going to be getting 30% and 5% on tier 2. So that is a another big reason why you want to jump in on the lifetime. And we are even considering changing the lifetime next week to 30% commission. we may be doing away from the 40% commission. But again, it doesn't matter if you already have the lifetime, you get 40% for life, that'll never change. But if you want to lock in at that 40% commission, you need to buy that lifetime, because we're talking about going into GrooveSell and just changing it for the new people and making a new video. So doesn't affect you if you're already a lifetime member. So remember, charter members always win. You got all the rest, but we are getting ready to put up our big boy pants, a brand new refreshed UI, new dashboard, new analytics, fully easy to use domains, finding integrations, all these things. It's going to be a completely polished app with a beautiful GrooveMember, Groove Stream, Groove Conference, and Groove Live webinars, Groove automated webinars, as well as Groove Mail. All of that is going to be working beautifully polished in February, and so it's no longer time to be forgiving and going with a lifetime offer. You're going to pay $299 a month. Hopefully not you, because you'll take the lifetime. You have a few months before that happens. And this is public. I see 73 of you are already in there. It's 5:51. Let's see where we are here. That's the pricing evergreen. Next is affiliates. You need to start preparing for a few things. Took a sip there. Number one, for the launches, be on the lookout from me and Joe and the marketing team, telling you about the launch that we're going to be doing, about the price increase going up. So there's 3 more launches. Price increase is going up from $13.97 to $14.97. Next launch is lifetime ends. We're doing that in Black Friday. Lifetime offer is ending forever. And then we're going to launch the app again in February or March with the new recurring. And then you can make massive commissions, because you're going to be getting paid 40% commission of the people paying $2.99 a month or $99 a month, as long as you lock in your lifetime commissions now. All right, next. There's a very, very big thing going on here that Groove, if you go to YouTube and you type in Groove Funnels, GrooveDigital, GrooveSell, GroovePages, all that stuff, there are all of these different videos, and every single one of these talks about a lifetime offer. So we're going to be asking you folks to actually take all of these videos down. I know some of you are making a killing with them. What you're going to need to do is go in, re-record those videos, and let people know that the prices are $2.99 a month. You don't need to do this now. You have almost a year before you have to prepare for this. It's going to end in December, so you actually have 6 months. But it's important to note that if you leave those videos up, you're doing yourself a disservice, because people are going to blow up your comments and go, this is a bunch of BS. You said it was lifetime, but they want $2.99 a month. Or they're not going to tell you that. They're going to come to us. Wow, this is a great platform. Oh, wow, $2.99 a month. Well, screw it. I could have gotten this for life. I'm not going to buy it. So we're going to strongly urge our affiliates and contact every one of you. Hey, you've got to take this video down. You've got to update your blog. You've got to do all this. And I don't want to get like crazy here. And I'm just saying we reserve the right to do this. If this creates a problem for us, we're just going to deactivate your affiliate link. I don't want to do that. None of us want to do that. We don't think it's going to be a problem, but we do need you to work with us. Because if you're advertising to people that there's a lifetime offer and there's not, that's an FTC problem, especially when you're aware of it. You're making a claim that is no longer available. So, you can put things into your description like price subject to change and all those different things, but all you're going to be doing is destroying your opportunity to ever make a sale. If you tell somebody that the price of a car is $19,995 and they get there and it's $24,995, they call that bait and switch. And they're going to dislike you for it, and they're going to dislike us for it. So if we start getting a lot of heat at our help desk, you guys are a bunch of scammers. You're saying it's lifetime and it's not. We're going to strongly ask you to take these videos down. Please work with us. And if we don't get cooperation from people, we'll just deactivate the affiliate link, because it's up. We'll redirect those links to a different page or something like that. But again, I'm not trying to be ultimative here, right? I'm trying to say, hey, let's not piss customers off, right? We've got 6 months, so I'm telling you this now so that you can start planning. Start getting your videos ready for this new offer. Why is that good? It's a new Wild West. everybody's going to be able to rank in SEO. And if you take a look at this right here, it even uses the term SEO. So there's another thing that's important. These videos are for GrooveFunnels. We're no longer GrooveFunnels. We're now, we want you to SEO your videos going forward from now on, your blogs, your SEOs, everything under the term GrooveCRM. So I would recommend, let me put it right here. I'm going to put a little thing here. I would tell you to do Groove.cm or GrooveCRM or Groove.cm CRM. All right. Let's put a line break there. All right. These in bold are what you want to start, as you see here in YouTube, right? And we type in GrooveFunnels. You don't want to do GroovePages anymore. You don't want to do, we're going away from all those things, GrooveFunnels, GroovePages. As you can even see, even in the app, we're just calling them sell products and things like that. So you see everything here is GrooveFunnels tutorial, GrooveFunnels, GrooveFunnels, GrooveFunnels. Martin Bodeker's on the call right now. I know it's going to kill him to take this video down. This one has 26,000 views over here, but that's ours. This is Martin here with 7,000 views. This is what your new videos need to be: GrooveCRM, Groove.cm, and Groove.cm CRM. That's going to get you the best SEO for your videos. All right. That's the same for your reviews and your blogs. And we just spoke about the commissions. So let's go back here and say play in window and hit the next button here. And thank you. With 3 minutes to go, and we'll throw in the little Steve Jobs. Oops, there's one more thing. We're just really, really proud. It has nothing to do with Groove, but we're getting ready to launch something called fitclass.com. This is, we're taking don't join it right now, guys. We're probably going to delete the accounts later. This is just something we want to let you know. This is a project that we've been working on, and FitClass is basically what it's like Twitch meets the fitness instructor. So because of COVID, many instructors learned how to do programs from home. They were doing Zumba, dance fitness, Taibo, yoga, and they were doing it on Zoom. And so we've created a platform where people can exercise from home and people can teach from their home studio. And it's a whole monetization. So that's that. And other than that, folks, that completely wraps it up. We want to say thank you so much for making this 3-hour Groovathon with us. It's been exciting. We have a lot going on. We published a couple of links here for you. The prices will be going up. The lifetime is going up 2 more times, as we said. We'll be giving you more information about that. The affiliate is going to change, so you definitely want to make sure you buy the lifetime because we're going to be paying 30% commissions. Never change to those of you that already paid lifetime and are grandfathered in. Excited to get to the recurring. And that's it. I'm going to see if I can get my webcam back on while I say goodbye to you. Let's see if that comes up. I was like this before when I was working, when I said I have to put it down. Donna, if you want to jump on here. David Lemon, I don't know anybody else is on there, and we'll sign out and say goodbye to everybody.
Hey, Mike, here I am.
Hey, look at this. Teleseminar. This is crazy. Somebody's got to come up with a better webinar platform. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 3 hours. We did it. I think I did a pretty good job staying structured.
You did well, thank you. You didn't go down the rabbit hole too much on demos. As always, so here's the overall litmus test of the group. Everyone is so excited whenever you do a State of the Groovian. I've shared with our members in the chat that from the company, we're all excited too. Everyone in the company gets very excited when a State of the Groovian is happening. It's all hands on deck. We're all here watching and listening and paying attention. So we echo your sentiments that seeing the development and the progress of the app just gets us all turned on and excited and rejuvenated. So that's happening. their comments like, I'm so proud to be part of this group. I love being in the loop when things change. You guys are awesome. This is the best investment I've made this year. I love the transparency of this company. You're doing a great job. So glad that I joined and became Lifetime. So we have a very, very happy group of people here seeing what's coming for them.
Awesome. Look at that. It's 6 o'clock. We did it. 3 hours.
We did it.
That
All
was
right.
a lot to cover there. A lot to cover. We have so many different apps and GroovePay and events and the cruise and all of those different things. I think everybody understands now. We could have put another hour onto this and said, let's now talk about Review Trust and let's talk about Chatmatic. Those are great products. Those are wonderful, and we love those partners. We love them. But it's time for us to focus on these things. You guys care about when is GrooveMail going to be ready, when is GrooveWebinar going to be ready, and who knows? Maybe if we weren't distracted with all those things, we could have had it ready now or last month. So those distractions are going to go away. The reason why that very first slide, the very first bullet on there said, it's been 2 years since we went on stage and we said, help us build this dream. And we've done all of this in 2 years. Kartra took 7 years, 7 years.
Yeah. And I would definitely say from a kind of touchy-feely personal side perspective, over the last 2 years, the last 6 months has been particularly hard for us individually as like humans, as people. I lost a sister, John Cornetta lost a best friend, Mike had COVID. Like, we've been going through some shit this past 6 months. It's been a really, really rough time for us, and still our company is making tremendous strides. So proud to be a part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Donna, I had there was a tragedy I just got news of today. My nephew tragically murdered. Horrible story. I just got the news today. Yeah, life. I know that all of you here as well. You've had your trials, tribulations. We're a family. We're Groovesters. We love doing these State of the Groovians, and I know that me, John, and Matt have been a little silent in the Facebook group. We've been running this company. It's got 6 steering wheels, and we're sitting there, and the thing spins around as it's driving. So we don't want you to ever think that, when you saw that CEO board, we're there every single day. In fact, we chopped some things down so we could put more effort into these core apps. We are unstoppable. We love our customers. We love the fact that all of you got on this call today, lasted this 3 hours with us, and we look forward to doing the next State of the Groovian. And I think we do it every 3 months, right? Something like that, 3 or 4 months. Whatever it is.
I'm seeing you hold your phone to your ear. That seems like such an old-fashioned pose.
And it's the first time I forgot that this used to happen. Your ear turns red and it starts to hurt from holding a phone near your ear. I remember telling people, I got to go, my ear hurts. I haven't had that problem in 10 years. I actually have a landline because I have no cell service out here. Okay, everybody, that wraps up the State of the Groovian. Yeah. We love you all. It's going to be a great year as we transition away from the Lifetime to the recurring. The app is putting on its tuxedo. It's getting ready to go down the aisle, and we're really excited about it.
Replay will be posted tomorrow morning. We'll send an email. It'll be in a Facebook group. It takes a couple of hours for it to encode and upload and be ready for you, and then takes us a little bit longer after it's published. We'll come back in and we'll add some show notes and timestamps, so you'll be able to navigate more quickly to the part that you may have missed. So that is coming. So replay definitely tomorrow, timestamps maybe the day after or the day after that.
Great, thanks everybody. I didn't get to read all your chats because I was too busy one-handing this thing, but I'm gonna log in, download the chat, see what you all said. I love hearing from you all. Really appreciate the support. Those that are listening on replay, and more importantly, those of you that actually make it here live, and of course, the charter members that actually helped us build this. Without you, it wouldn't be possible. So until the next one, we'll see you guys soon, and look out for the replay. Have a good day, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.